Spin, don't sweat, call Brett. We are a family-owned business with a great reputation. Whether your AC needs maintained, serviced, or replaced, we are here to serve you. So stop searching and join the Brett Air family today. You can find us online at brettairconditioning.com or call us at 239-566-3633. 239-566-3633.
If you don't love your AC company, call Brett Air right now. Find them online at brettairconditioning.com or like them on Facebook.
Don't sweat. Call Brett.
License number CAC 1819995.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
He's trying to end the fighting in the Middle East. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, but President Biden's doing it behind the scenes quietly.
There was this high-level phone call yesterday. Here's what the White House says about this exchange between President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The president expressed his support for a ceasefire and discussed U.S. engagement with Egypt and other partners towards that end.
Fox's Doug Luzader. The warring, though, continues today. Fox's Simon Owen has a live update.
And Dave, despite President Biden expressing support for a ceasefire, there is no sign of that happening. Israeli fighter jets launched a new wave of airstrikes on Gaza this morning. Palestinian militants keep firing rockets in the other direction. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said operations will continue until calm and security can be restored. For the first time since the fighting erupted, there are no reports of Palestinians being killed in last night's airstrikes. Dave?
And Simon, since last week, more than 200 Palestinians and 10 Israelis have died. Back to the president. He touted a coronavirus case decline in all 50 states.
In the weeks ahead, working with the world's democracies, we'll coordinate a multilateral effort to end this pandemic.
And he credited all the COVID vaccinations, saying those who haven't gotten the shots will pay the price.
And more than 157 million Americans have been vaccinated with one dose so far. That's according to the CDC this morning. This is the Biden administration announces the United States will share more of its U.S.-approved COVID-19 vaccines overseas by the end of next month, pledging 80 million vaccine doses globally.
Fox's Jackie Abanias. 2 Maryland sheriff's deputies are recovering from serious injuries the day after being shot trying to serve a warrant inside a home in Waldorf by someone with a mental health episode. That man was later found dead. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning, off to a quiet start still on your roadways. Looking clear along Daniels Parkway in and out of Gateway and Lehigh Acres right now. Getting a little bit busier toward the Cape Coral and Midpoint bridges, but still pretty quiet for the most part. Our downtown 41 bridge is running up to speed as well. I-75 and 41 not seeing any major slowdowns. And if you're heading right now toward Collier County, got a quiet drive on Imperial and Bonita heading into Livingston Road once you get to North Naples. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. We are still starting off on the cooler and drier side with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We do soar to near 90 degrees this afternoon with the same breezy wind, which will increase our fire danger risk once again this afternoon. The one good piece of news is that we have a few showers rolling back into the forecast today, which will help just a little bit, not only suppress that risk, but also your very dry lawns. Now, it's not going to be much, but a few more areas of rain coming in by the middle part of the week before we're dry once again heading toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floormeisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
Looking to hire? Indeed will help you speed up the process. They have 135 skill sets to help you find the right candidates faster. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra-low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
She's been shopping for months to make sure that when she walks, people are always looking at her feet. Italian, classic, modern. She had to find the perfect look. And when her friends come and visit, their gaze always goes down to admire her floors.
Get your Legno Bastogne Gallery on JNC Boulevard, gcflooringofnaples.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is. Also go to Facebook if you'd like, at Drew Steele Radio. It is still up there for the time being, so that is fine. All right, a couple of things to talk about this morning. You are wearing a mask, or how many people, I might even ask this, Jake, and how many people you know as you're perusing through the neighborhoods of Southwest Florida, how many people do you think, as they're walking around, whether they're outdoors or indoors, are thinking to themselves, I'm still going to mask up. It's never going away from me. I think personally that the reason why social distancing and masking up, I mean, isn't it obvious? No, it's not obvious. Not at all. I think that's kind of funny that people are saying that. That's the reason why we haven't had an influenza. Not sure how that works. If we can prove that the reason why we had a low influenza season, almost nil across the globe, is because of the fact that everybody was masking and Purelling up and whatever it is, and social distancing and, lathering in the Purell. But it could be the case. And so now, is that what you're going to do? What are you going to do? For example, Jake, what I'm talking about is, as you start to see these mandates lifted, as you start to see people getting out, and you start to see, for example, Jen Psaki circling back there at her White House press briefings.
I'll circle back.
No mask. Nobody in the audience has masks. They're all vaccinated. They're fine. Now it's okay to be indoors. Everybody's feeling good. The restaurant situation, indoor, outdoor, upside, downside, doesn't make a difference anymore. Everybody's fine, except for the unwashed if you're not vaccinated, then, oh boy, we're going to have a little tag on you because we know you'll be wearing a mask. Unless, of course, you're not wearing a mask because you're trying to fool us into thinking that you're vaccinated because you want to be like us, but you can't be like us because you don't have that shot. And so okay, I'm not saying it's confusing, but it's a little confusing. Are you going to wear a mask on a plane? Are you going to wear a mask maybe during an influenza season if we start hearing, oh boy, common cold, influenza, man, get your flu shot. Oh, and by the way, why not put on a mask? It might help you.
I prefer not to, but depending on the situation.
Oh, you see?
Depends.
I wonder how many of you, 239-479-5592, I just wonder how many people are thinking that way. That, you know what? I'm not a fan of a mask. I don't think we should have masked up the way we did, mask mandates and the like. I mean, masks, yeah, but the mandates telling us we have to do it. I'm just worried that if we get back to a situation where there's this quote-unquote spike or there's this spike in the flu season and, a lot of people die from flu, that we're going to mandate masks again and you're not going to be able to come in the store and here we go. And they are here to stay. Now, for some of you, you think that the masking up and it's here to stay is a good thing because you've bedazzled them, you got some kind of cool statement on it, you're really not a fan of your dental masks, and what am I going to do with them now, right?
Burn them.
Well, you could do that. I mean, there's probably a T-shirt out there someplace that says, I survived 2020 and all I have is a box of masks left over, or
and a roll of toilet paper.
I don't know. I'm not good with that. I'm not good with those slogans. But there was a funny meme that I put up on my Twitter account at Drew Steele Radio.
You're posting memes?
I found one that I thought was funny. And I never post to Twitter because you know how I feel about Twitter, but Parler as well. And I put them both there about some guy was holding a sign and he's got a roll of toilet paper and he's got a gas can there and standing there and he's got a sign that says, we'll trade toilet paper for gas. That's kind of where we are, 2020, that kind of thing. Anyway.
Oddly enough.
So we'll get into a little bit of that and how masks or CDC mask guidelines are racist. Oh, yeah. Everything is racist, right? That's not breaking news, is it?
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
Not really. I mean, it's just, you knew that was coming. So we'll get to that audio. Also, Ted Cruz is blasting the Biden administration, saying, hey, listen, I'm not sure if you understand this right now, and I know there's a couple of things that are going on with inflation and certainly the issue of gas and people not being able to have any, and even some questions about what's going on across the globe in the Middle East and everything. But hey, we still have a crisis on the border. How's Kamala Harris doing there along the border? Everything okay? Did she visit yet? So we're going to get to that. And our good friend Dave Ray from the Federation for American Immigration Reform. What did I say? Federation for American Immigration Reform. FairUS.org. Yeah, he's going to join us at 7:35, and we'll talk about that. So all of that's coming up in just a second. And some news on Donald Trump. There is some Trump news, everybody, and I think you may appreciate this. I didn't get to it yet. I'm not ready yet. Hold on. Not yet. I do want to tease something quickly. Coming up this morning in the 7 o'clock hour, I want you to be ready because we told you that the last time we put on an event, 92.5 Fox News did, we had Devin Nunes in town, the plot against the president, the screening of the movie. So we brought Devin Nunes into town, and we were excited to do that. We're not done. We're going to continue to be bringing people here into Southwest Florida. And, of course, it's so important now more than ever to make sure that we have people coming into town to be able to talk about a lot of what's happening to our country and really just getting together. And we have another great 92.5 Fox News event that's going to be taking place. And I think you're going to want to be here in the 7 o'clock hour to hear this because we are excited about these two, not one, but two individuals that will be making their way to Southwest Florida. And it's going to be a very special night and a big event. And we're super excited to bring it to you. So stay with us here because in the 7 o'clock hour, we're going to make that big announcement and you will find out. And I'm sure you're going to be pretty pumped when you hear about it. So that's coming up. Something else to be pretty pumped up about. Many people are excited about, speaking of the former president of the United States, did you hear that he is expecting to resume holding political rallies this summer? A lot of people talking about it. I know he brought it up on our friend Dan Bongino's podcast. He talked about that last week, I believe it was? A week and a half ago, he talked about it. He kind of hinted at it. He's been talking about it, dates and locations. They haven't been announced, but another source, according to the Post, saying that the president's team's in the process of selecting venues for a pair of events in June, and a third rally is expected to take place near the July 4th holiday. And in the newsroom, I was having this conversation with a couple of people, and, you know, the one thing about a Trump rally is, well, there's two really important aspects to the story. The first is, if you had to guess, Jake, and even you that are watching at drewsteele.com or listening, if you had to guess, how many people do you think will show up at a Trump rally right now as we speak, June 2021? Would it be, let's play a little game. Will it be higher or lower than would show up for a Joe Biden presser event anywhere? Would it be higher or lower? Jake, I'll give you the first call. Higher or lower? Who's going to show up? More people to a Trump rally or more people to a Biden event?
I mean, come on, man.
Okay. Okay. Come on, man. Wait, was that a come on, man? Like, come on, man. Wait, was that a come on, man? Like a Joe Biden come on, man? Or stop messing with me, come on, man? I got to get this right. I just want to make sure that we have was this a come on, man? Was it one of those or was it a stop messing with me? You know the answer.
Come on, man.
Well, what does that mean? Is it a come on, man? Come on. What does it mean? Which one?
Quit messing with me.
Okay.
We know the answer.
All right, you know the answer. It's obviously a Trump rally. Okay. So there's certainly more people that are going to show up at the Trump rally. The second thing is, why do it? Is there any other reason to have a rally if you're not going to run for president? And I was making the case to some people even the other day about this. Certainly, why not? But for a lot of different reasons. Number one, you know how many people are going to show up for a Trump rally to continue to show support for the former president. Is he going to run in 2024? Maybe. We'll see. But that's not all it's about. It's also about, how do I put this the best way? It's all about getting off the floor and dusting yourself off and saying, all right, let's go. Let's go. It's been 6 months. Let's go. Has it been 6 months? 5 months? 100 plus days? Let's go. We're ready. Enough is enough. Let's get back to it, right? How many people have been thinking about that? And when you are at a Trump rally or you see a Trump rally and you know all the people that are going to be at a Trump rally, might I suggest some of the people that might be at a Trump rally might be here in Southwest Florida coming up, thanks to 92.5 Fox News and an event. Oh, what a tease that was for 7 o'clock. I'll explain. But there's that, right? To get off the floor, dust yourself off, and realize that we're back, baby. I mean, we didn't go anywhere, but we are back, and we're not going anywhere. Even if the president decides he's going to run or not. So there's that. There is the visual that you're never going to be able to escape. The fake news media is never going to be able to step away from it. But then there's another aspect to this, because you also can't escape the reality. And I want to see if I can play this, because there's a lot of bleeping in this. I had to bleep out a lot of stuff in this, and it's only 30 seconds long, and it goes on for a couple of minutes. But there is something to be said about what you're about to hear being described as pretty epic. And I want you to listen to this, Jake. You ready? Because you haven't heard this yet, and I haven't played this for you. But it says a lot. So imagine there's somebody who is in their community at a gas station, and they've got their cell phone on them, and they're looking around, and they've had enough. and they decide that they turn the cell phone on, do a little selfie, and really put something out there that's on their mind. I want you to listen to this. Listen.
Anybody else want their Trump back? When was America ever great? We had gas, we had electricity, we had jobs, we had food. Now we sitting at home with no gas. Some people no electricity, no jobs, waiting for a stimulus check, waiting on the extra food stamps. What's going on? We wasn't going through this for the last 4 years. We were winning. And now y'all sitting home being quiet as now. Somebody say something. Tell me why the you support Joe Biden right now. Tell me why you support Joe Biden right now. Everybody wanted to get rid of President Trump. What's up?
That goes on for another 2 minutes. It's an epic rant at a gas station as he's on a gas line, clearly a Trump supporter who is walking around asking everybody in his community, why did you vote for this? Why did you vote for this? Did you really think that it was going to be better than it was before? He just explained it all. And, I might play other portions of this because, there's a lot that I have to bleep out. But it is epic. And it speaks volumes to what you know, what I know, what we've been talking about, what maybe you've been talking about to your friends, but what everybody knows. Everybody knows this. Man, who said that? You know this, man. Who is that?
It was from Friday. I can't remember.
Okay.
Chris Rock? No, God, that was so wrong.
Don't know. I don't even know why that's in my head. And you know this, man.
It's from the first Friday.
Yeah. I've never watched the movie. I just know that hearing that little. Anyway, the point is this. Everybody knows it. You know it and I know it. They know it. The people that voted for Biden know it. The people in the administration know it. A lot of convenient things happen when you start to realize that, oh boy, we got crisis. We have crisis all over the place, and all people want to do is get back to their normal lives. And hey, magically, all of a sudden, oh look, hey everybody, it looks like we have enough people vaccinated. We're good. It seems really convenient. That's why, and another big reason why, these Trump rallies will resonate. Because it wasn't that long ago. And as Donald Trump Jr. has put out on his Parler account, really, you want to complain about a couple of tweets that you didn't like? How was your life? Like this guy's talking about. How was your life?
When was America ever great? We had gas, we had electricity, we had jobs, we had food. Now we sitting at home with no gas. Some people no electricity, no jobs, waiting for a stimulus check, waiting on the extra food stamps. What's going on?
When was America ever great? When was America ever great? Look at what's going on right now. You want to know what? Look at your watch. It was about 6 months ago. And 4 years before that. Again, that's why the rallies are important. Reminds everybody where we were, where we are. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website, Steele with 3 E's. And also on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. Don't forget, coming up at the 7 o'clock hour, big announcement, another event, a 92.5 Fox News event that we're excited to bring to you. And I think you're going to be pretty pumped about it as well. So that's coming up on Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 Fox News.
When only the truth will do.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
You've heard it before. We beat the competition. So many businesses say that now. But how many companies actually ask you to call the competition and then compare their windows to Window World windows? We will come into your home, or you can come to our showroom, and we'll give you an honest, fair, free estimate of what it would take to upgrade your windows to more energy-efficient windows. No tricks, no high pressure. We want you happy with your new windows, not feeling like you were forced into buying them.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. We offer you top quality windows at the best price available with the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business.
If something goes wrong with your new windows, we'll fix it, even if the neighborhood kids accidentally hit a baseball through it or anything else. Window World quality windows, great price. Even hurricane-rated impact windows are available to offer an increased level of security to your home. Call Window World today.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
What's up, Southwest Florida? It's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, and I'm reminding you about our new show that airs every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week I give you all the information you need to know about your health insurance needs. We also promote local real estate, entertainment, and have a guest host each week. Be sure to tune in live every Saturday at 11 a.m. or download our show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For more information or a health insurance quote, visit TylerMcCluskey.com.
Join us this Saturday at 11 a.m. for the Tyler McCluskey Show, right here on 92.5 Fox News.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet Store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet Store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet Store.
Minutes still matter when it comes to medical emergencies. In some cases, fast care can be life-saving, especially for heart attacks and strokes. So don't delay or be afraid to get help if you need it. Physicians Regional Healthcare System is safe and ready to care for you with limited entry points, screening for everyone, deep cleaning, and social distancing. We're taking extra precautions to help keep you safe. Don't put off emergency care. Visit ercarephysiciansregional.com or call 911 in an emergency.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Here's Bob Grace with a message you need to hear.
What happens when markets reset? How would you and your retirement be affected? What strategies should you consider? Bob Grace here, host of the Retire with Grace radio show. If you're between the ages of 55 and 66, I'd like to invite you to get a free copy of my May special report titled, Are We Rocketing Towards a Reset? The report gives you reset strategies to consider to protect your dreams of a comfortable, stress-free retirement. The report is now available for a limited time by visiting getgracereport.com. That's getgracereport.com. In the report, you'll discover strategies to consider now that stock markets are more overvalued than at any time in history. Techniques to boost yields in today's ultra-low interest rate environment. Why I believe a reset is now inevitable. If you're between the ages of 55 and 66, visit getgracereport.com to request a report today. That's getgracereport.com.
At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, I strive to offer the highest level of care for those suffering with back and neck problems. With unparalleled service and our award-winning non-surgical spinal decompression approach, thousands of people have chosen us to treat their back or neck problems. If you are seeking lasting relief that is proven effective without needles or surgery, then call today to see if you may be a candidate. This completely safe treatment can be effective for many conditions, including sciatica, ruptured or herniated discs, facet syndrome, compressed nerves, arthritis, and spinal stenosis. Additionally, people who had failed back surgery in the past often find incredible relief from spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care, all our treatments are drug-free and non-surgical. We use new and comprehensive approaches that provide lasting relief. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
There are few pleasures so missed when you're away, or as taken for granted when you're not, than the simple pleasure of being at home in your favorite room. When your home is your oasis, it can be an even better one. When you give your family the gift of lasting organization. Why choose Closet Factory? So you'll fall in love all over again with a home that works, lives, and feels better. That's how we build it at Closet Factory.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden says he supports the idea of a ceasefire between Israelis and the Palestinian militant group Hamas, but he's stopped short of demanding one.
The U.S., of course, has been one of the main parties to the talks to try to broker some sort of a truce here. And while President Biden has been very clear that Israel has the right to defend itself and presumably is happy to see Hamas's capabilities diminished, finally we are hearing President Biden say that he would like to see a ceasefire.
Fox's Amy Kellogg in Ashdod, Israel. The president will be in Michigan today.
President Joe Biden will tour Ford's new electric vehicle plant today in Dearborn before tomorrow's reveal of the company's all-new electric F-150 Lightning. The president on the campaign trail pledged to move the country to more electric vehicles and to replace the federal government's combustion engine fleet of vehicles.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. First crash of the morning coming in along I-75 northbound, just north of the Lee County line in Charlotte County. Mile marker 151. FHP saying no roadblock, and cars look like they're getting around it just fine, so no major slowdowns in that area. The rest of 75 clear and open early on this morning. 41 looking good as well. And if you're heading out on the bridges between the Cape and Fort Myers, should only take you a couple minutes in each direction. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. We are still starting off on the cooler and drier side with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We do soar to near 90 degrees this afternoon with that same breezy wind, which will increase our fire danger risk once again this afternoon. The one good piece of news is that we have a few showers rolling back into the forecast today, which will help just a little bit not only suppress that risk, but also your very dry lawns. Now, it's not going to be much, but a few more areas of rain coming in by the middle part of the week before we're dry once again heading toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling tip for the day. When you call us at 239-482-1542, what you'll get is a warm reception. We'll send out a real NATE-certified expert mechanic who will treat you and your time with respect. Our team will help to inform you of the situation and correct any issues that we find. Our goal is to make sure your experience with our team is a pleasant one, and we work very hard every day to meet that goal. Kobe is who we are, and cooling is what we do. But we also know we're nothing without you. Thank you, Southwest Florida, for almost 70 years of trust in our family. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949, serving local Southwest Florida families for almost 70 years.
This is Matt Devitt, Wink News. I've always been passionate about the weather and helping families stay ahead of severe storms. And now as a newlywed, I'm even more passionate about helping keep the ones you love safe. Southwest Florida is a weather paradise, but when the weather turns dangerous, accurate forecasting can be the difference between inconvenience and disaster. It's why the Wink Weather Authority is always on the job.
Trust Matt Devitt on Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Next, Rachel.
You say jump, I say A, how high, and B, where and when, and
Get down with Drew Barrymore.
She made that, Rachel.
Then
You then really notice what's missing, which is everything.
a personal update from Rach and John about their home rebuild.
Good to see some bones.
And get stuffed on a cozy comfort meal.
It smells amazing in here.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Because it's my vision, I take the most studied eye vitamin brand.
Because it's my vision, I take the eye vitamin brand backed by 20 years of research.
Because it's my vision, I take PreserVision.
Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss in adults over 60. That's why the National Eye Institute did 20 years of clinical studies on the formula that's found in PreserVision. From the eye experts at Bausch & Lomb, PreserVision AREDS 2 formula eye vitamins contain the exact nutrient formula recommended by the National Eye Institute to help reduce the risk of moderate to advanced AMD progression.
Because it's my vision, I made a plan with my doctor that includes PreserVision. Find PreserVision in the vitamin aisle. Available at Walmart.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
60 Minutes had a story in which they interviewed some very credible former Pentagon and military officials who had video and eyewitness accounts of objects that fly 13,000 miles per hour. The government calls them unidentified aerial phenomena. I feel like if this story had been on 60 Minutes in like 1988, it would be the only thing we talk about for the next 30 years. Now it's like, I heard that. And I also heard Bill Gates was trying to get freaky with one of his employees, right?
All right. Did you watch the 60 Minutes? Did you hear about the 60 Minutes? Talking about UFOs and how did Marco Rubio, was he part of it? That says he's really concerned about these UFOs. And did you follow that whole story? I didn't watch the 60 Minutes, so I don't know. I just know that people were mentioning it to me, and then just like the joke, it was like, I know UFOs. Like they're exposing more and more about them, right? Yeah, okay. Hey, you gonna wear a mask to go out to Publix, or what are you gonna do? Are you okay? Right? There is a point to that where I don't know if people care anymore. At this point, it's just beam me up, just get me out of here. Just do it the way.
Probably don't want us now.
What if these UFOians? What would they be called? UFOians, right?
Aliens.
What if these UFOs have the cure for COVID? What if they were the ones that put it here? Stop. No.
Sounds better than some of the conspiracies out there.
Listen, I go back. If you want to talk about UFOs, and I don't mean like actually call me, because that's for Ian and Trey. They do the whole. Don't they do a UFO segment on their show every day?
I'm pretty sure the entire last night was. Because that's all I came in this morning.
Is that true?
Did you not see the text?
No, I can't. No, I don't. No. And the thing is, if I talked about it maybe in the 8 o'clock hour and now in the 6 o'clock, like if I did it once a break, we might build to a lot of frothiness over the UFO issue, but I just can't.
I don't understand why.
Well, here's why. Because I think until something else definitive comes out, to me, the UFO phenomenon and the government having these things and putting it out and showing, and people like Marco Rubio and others going, I'm really worried about these UFOs. They're really scary. And we don't have any identification. Okay. To me, I just think that there's no reason, because it's happened in the 30s, it happened in the 40s, it happened in the 60s. There's no reason why they couldn't be either from us or, unfortunately, from like China or someplace else, probably from us, where, listen, if you have a brand new technology, I'm sorry, this is my theory. I know you get frustrated with this, and then I want to move on. Look, if the United States has a brand new technology that has to do with stealth or I don't know, cloaking devices or super hovering ships or whatever the case, it's not like you can just do it. Like you can't just say, yeah, the theory's good. All right, we're ready if we need them. You got to test them. You got to put them up. You got to see if they work. And you're not going to tell anybody, not even those in the military. It's going to be a tight-lipped, tight group of individuals that know it, because you can't let that kind of thing get out. And so you put it up there and people go, I'm following a ship. I'm tracking. I've never seen anything like this. Well, of course you've never seen anything like it, because we're not going to tell you we put it out there, because that would not, it would defeat the purpose. And so that's why it's out there.
And why would the agencies that are coming out and
because
saying,
the agencies don't know, because the people that are seeing it and the agencies and the individuals
so you're
don't.
talking about some dark portion of the
No,
military
I'm not talking
that
about.
no one knows about.
I'm
that is
talking about
testing some secret technology.
It's kind of. I'm not talking about it. It's not dark.
That's what you're making it seem like. Because if these all right, so if
I don't want to spend a ton of time, but go ahead.
If the military comes out and says that they've confirmed UFOs or whatever they're saying it is.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't the people that are higher up, kind of trickle down the ranks and be like, hey, you need to quit talking about that?
Because it doesn't matter. Because let them. Because we want people to think that they're from outer space. Because we don't want them to pick to say it's from here. Because what's better, Jake? Think about this. This might be the common sense segment coming up. This, like where we are right now. Okay. Think about this. Just common sense. If you're let's just follow my lead on this. You're the United States government. You've got a brand new device, a brand new ship, a brand new plane, a brand new space vessel that you need to test in the air to find out whether or not it does the things that you're planning on it doing. And you're pretty convinced that it does, or you've tested it and it's, to a degree, it works, but now you got to put it into practice, okay? Follow my lead. So you're putting it into practice, you're putting it up there, and you're trying to keep it secret because you don't want it to get out to anybody else. You don't want the public to know about it. You don't want a media frenzy around it because it's stealth. It's secret. You're trying to develop something that's going to save us.
Well, it can't be too stealthy if they're catching it on camera.
But that's the key. If it's stealthy enough that it's a technology that people look and go, we don't have anything like this. It's because we don't. Because we're developing it, and we've made it to the point where it's developed.
I think you're just making it way more complicated.
No, it's very simple. This is 239-479-5592. Or you can comment and reaction on the section there at drewsteele.com, and I'm looking right now. If just follow my lead. Just follow my lead on this. It's not... Doug says we got some tinfoil hats for sale. Stop it. No. Oh, that's a really bad place to put that. Okay. No. Just follow me on this. It's right in my face. Again, if you have the technology and you're trying to hide it, then you love that people that nobody knows, that you have somebody who's flying a plane who looks and says, I've never seen anything like this. And then some in the Pentagon going, I've never seen anything like this. And we're just going to put it out so you can see that we have no identity to this and we're not really sure. And because we want the world to think it's a space alien while we're trying to develop something that actually is going to be useful, that will save lives in the future and will put us, technologically speaking, ahead of everybody else, and let China and Russia and whoever and North Korea, I don't care who it is, to think that it's a UFO, it's aliens too. Like, we don't have any idea what this is. Seems logical. Do you follow what I'm saying? Do you follow my logic at least? Just follow I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just saying follow the logic. It's just common sense.
I don't see that as common sense. I think it's overcomplicating.
All right, 239. It's just better to say it's just some green guy, looks like ET, got a big long finger that lights up, and
We're
you
talking
know.
about the same people who declassified documents that were stating Nikola Tesla was a Venusian. So I don't.
Okay, just Poly American said, yeah, it's they discovered this ship. It says made in China on the back. All right, 239-479-5592. Good for you there on the comments section there at truesteel.com. Always a lot of fun. Coming up next hour, we got a big announcement. We're really excited about it. The next 92.5 Fox News event. Wait till you hear the two, not one, but two individuals that are coming here to Southwest Florida, and it's something that you're not going to want to miss. We'll have the tickets on sale coming up this morning, so it's going to be pretty big. Looking forward to that. Also, the Common Sense segment. Oh, yeah, 7:35, Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, is going to join us. We'll get into the crisis law on the border. Just because it's not being discussed doesn't mean it's gone away. And also at 8 o'clock, not only the conversation about infrastructure and what's happening here in the state with Skylar Zander from Americans for Prosperity, a great conversation we're going to have, but something I want to do coming up, I think at the 7 o'clock hour. What do you guys think about gambling? What do you think about the fact that Ron DeSantis and the legislature is getting together, special session? We're days, hours, minutes away from possibly a reshaping of gambling here in Florida to include sports betting and some other things going on. I just wonder what you think about gambling here in the state. So we'll get to that. All right, we've awakened the sleeping giant. There's a lot of people that are freaking out about the UFO stuff. Okay, Common Sense segment. Here you go. Some good news. Finally, little Supreme Court good news. A couple of cases that gives you hope for the future. Here's one. The court on Monday ruled in favor of common sense and against climate change nonsense. So what happened? You have Baltimore. The city of Baltimore is like, listen, the whole city's going underwater. It's sea level rises. Sometimes it's even hard to get around the streets. We got rowboats in the streets. I mean, it's awful. We've got all kinds of things that are happening in the streets. It's all due to global climate change, and the only fix is money. If we just had money, we could fix it. So the city of Baltimore, were suing just about every single energy company, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Royal Dutch Shell, BP. Big lawsuit filed by the city of Baltimore. They wanted monetary damages due to the costs caused by global climate change. Because, big oil bad, big sugar bad, big anything bad. If it's got big in front of it, then the next thing they say, that means it's bad. So, in other words, unless it's like a big and tasty, then, because if you have a tasty after it, then the big is okay. But anyway, a 7-1 ruling authored by Justice Neil Gorsuch could help the companies in their effort to have the case heard in federal court. But they said, yeah, no, we're siding with the energy companies. We're not going to side with you, talking about how you need money from all these companies and who knows how many millions or billions of dollars or trillions. I mean, what's a trillion to friends? To go after these companies because, global climate change in Baltimore is underwater and we got issues with the shore and anything else. So it's going to go to it's going to be heard in federal court. But again, that is a good thing because there's going to be a lot of these cases. And then when these come to the Supreme Court, there are going to be a lot more cases that go against the fossil fuel industry and other industries to try their best to shut them down because, environmentalism and, Miami's underwater, Baltimore's I mean, it's awful. And the only way to fix it, everybody, is with money. Hey, if we had more money, we could fix it. We could put up a big giant wall. Well, you can't put up walls because that's a Trump thing and that's bad. So, like if you live in a city like Miami or you live in Miami-Dade, oh, you don't want walls. Walls are bad, right? I mean, it's for the liberals here in the state. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So that's a win. That's a good thing. And then there's another one. How about this? The Supreme Court on Monday issued a decision holding that police may not seize guns from a person's home without a valid warrant or proof that there's an emergency. Thank you. Justice Clarence Thomas had a 13-page or 3-page brief? It was short, but it was right to the point. So it's a great decision that has been held now by the Supreme Court. Anytime you have Supreme Court cases that go for a win that have to do with the Second Amendment and your right to keep and bear, then that is a good thing because it sets precedent. So that's nice. And look, like it was discussed in American Thinker as they were talking about this case, and it was Andrea Whitberg who talked about it. Look, the shorter the brief on it, the more honest the decision. Pretty straightforward. And it was unanimous in the decision. You just can't do it. I guess apparently in the case, it was something like it was a fight. Somebody was having a fight with their wife. And he had his handgun on the table and he said, just shoot me and get this over with. And so she was upset about it. So she headed for a hotel. The next day, he couldn't be reached. And so the police do a wellness check. They show up. They want him to do a psychiatric evaluation. He's like, yeah, that's okay. Just don't take my gun, all right? He gets in the ambulance. As soon as he's in the ambulance, they go in and take his gun. You can't do that. And he claimed that it violated his Fourth Amendment right to free and unreasonable searches and seizures. And guess what? They were like, yep. And we have precedent on that as well. So that is a good thing. All the everything properly was taken care of, and so ultimately you can't just go, yeah, we're just taking that. It doesn't work that way, everybody. So that is a good thing, and Justice Clarence Thomas, who talked about it in his decision and was very clear and precise on the constitutionality or the non-constitutionality of what was happening. And so that's good. These are wins, everybody. So if you're looking for wins and hearing some, that's a good thing. So we got some. All right. And UFOs are all over the place. 239-479-5592, which I don't know if it's a win or not. Can we just stop one and say, hey, anybody? Hey, inside there. Any of you guys got a cure for COVID? You've probably been through this before wherever you're from, or maybe you got some cool science there. Can you help us? All right. Again, coming up next hour, a big announcement on an event that's going to be taking place here in Southwest Florida. You're not going to want to miss, and more coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right? I'm waiting for you. Right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Rush Limbaugh.
Good Tuesday.
Rush Limbaugh.
NoVIPE.com.
Just ran an article arguing that there's a desperate need to reduce regulations that are holding our economy back. Now, their focus was on the number of jobs that now require an occupational license. Most of the impact is at the state level. In some states, there are over 70 professions that require an occupational license, including working as an interior decorator or even a delivery man. And that doesn't include a lot of other jobs that require some sort of licensing by local governments. Now, okay, it might not sound like a big deal. Just go get a license, right? But let's say you want to cut hair, become a barber. On average, in order to get the government's permission, a person has to spend over a year in training and then pay $130 in fees. In Nevada, the education and training period to cut hair is 2.5 years. In one state, Alabama, it's hassle-free, no license needed. You want to cut hair? Set up shop, grab some scissors, and have at it. To become an interior designer in Nevada, Louisiana, Florida, and D.C., you better be prepared to spend 6 years of your life in training and fork over 400 smackers before you can tell somebody how to rearrange furniture. Those examples are just the tip of the iceberg, folks. Government regulators are just out of control. Big government regulations, killing opportunities, killing jobs, strangling the economy, and electing Democrats.
Buck Sexton here. The value of the U.S. dollar will continue to slump due to unprecedented money printing. It's more important than ever to protect your savings and retirement from inflation. Many Americans have already turned to a proven method to protect what we worked hard to earn, real gold. Imagine taking possession of real gold and silver delivered privately to your homes or put into your IRA or 401k. How do you get real gold and silver? By calling the Oxford Gold Group at 833-404-GOLD. The Oxford Gold Group will teach you everything you want to know about owning real gold and silver. Call the Oxford Gold Group right now at 833-404-GOLD to get your free precious metals investment guide. The Oxford Gold Group has helped thousands of people protect their savings and retirement from the unknown. Call them right now at 833-404-GOLD. That's the Oxford Gold Group at 833-404-GOLD.
This is Matt Devitt, Wink News. I've always been passionate about the weather and helping families stay ahead of severe storms. And now as a newlywed, I'm even more passionate about helping keep the ones you love safe. Southwest Florida is a weather paradise, but when the weather turns dangerous, accurate forecasting can be the difference between inconvenience and disaster. It's why the Wink Weather Authority is always on the job.
Trust Matt Devitt on Wink News, the Weather Authority.
Next, Rachel.
You say jump, I say A, how high, and B, where and when, and
Get down with Drew Barrymore.
She made that, Rachel.
Then
You then really notice what's missing, which is everything.
a personal update from Rach and John about their home rebuild.
Good to see some bones.
And get stuffed on a cozy comfort meal.
It smells amazing in here.
Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
One of the things with running is I want to enjoy the run, but I never made it very far because the arches in my feet just killed me. So when I got to the end of my rope and I said I have to do something to get rid of the pain, and a couple people recommended the Good Feet store to me. I loved how I could go in and get a free personalized arch support fitting. They put that time, that work, that effort into helping you find the right arch supports. And you can walk around this store with these in your shoes and try them out before you purchase them. So after I got my arch supports, the arches at my feet stopped hurting and the pain instantly, literally instantly went away. So if you have pain, go. Find a Good Feet store and go. There is an answer. Find the simple solution that will get rid of your pain. I'm Rondi, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how Good Feet arch supports work for you before you buy with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling tip for the day. When you call us at 239-482-1542, what you'll get is a warm reception. We'll send out a real NATE-certified expert mechanic who will treat you and your time with respect. Our team will help to inform you of the situation and correct any issues that we find. Our goal is to make sure your experience with our team is a pleasant one, and we work very hard every day to meet that goal. Kobe is who we are, and cooling is what we do, but we also know we're nothing without you. Thank you, Southwest Florida, for almost 70 years of trust in our family. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949, serving local Southwest Florida families for almost 70 years.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News. This is 92.5 Fox News.
More destruction, but no death. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and another day of warring in and around Gaza that up until today has killed more than 200 people, all but 10 of them Palestinians. Fox's Simon Owen has the latest live.
Dave, for the first time since fighting erupted 8 days ago, Palestinian officials recorded no deaths in Israeli airstrikes on Gaza last night. In the other direction, there are reports Palestinian militants fired fewer long-range rockets. In the meantime, the UN's aid agency says more than 52,000 Palestinians have so far been displaced by Israel's attacks in the Gaza Strip. It says more than 400 buildings have been destroyed or badly damaged, including 6 hospitals. Dave?
Simon, President Biden's trying to get both sides to stop the fighting. His fellow Democrats are critical of Israel and want a U.S. arms sale delayed. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal.
We're looking for a ceasefire. I think that's what the administration should be working on, and I don't think this is the right time to be sending more military equipment.
Republicans back Israel. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell.
To say that both sides need to de-escalate downplays the responsibility the terrorists have for initiating the conflict.
Coronavirus cases have been falling in all 50 states, as about 60% of American adults have had at least one COVID vaccine dose. President Biden warned
those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price.
Now, today, some Senate Republicans will meet with Biden administration officials with their counteroffer to his $2 trillion infrastructure plan they think is too big. On tax deadline day, the president made his return public.
President Biden and the First Lady earned $607,000 last year and paid a 25.9% federal income tax rate.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. They donated $30,000 to charity. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Tracking some stop-and-go traffic out there. You may want to get off 75 and either take Ben Hill Griffin Parkway or Three Oaks Parkway to head south through that area down toward Corkscrew Road. We're also tracking some roadway debris scattered across all 3 lanes of 75 southbound, just north of Daniels Parkway at mile marker 132. Another crash in Lehigh over near Gunnery Road and Centennial, so watch out for some slight delays there. No injuries in that crash. And no injuries, no roadblock at McGregor and Cape Coral Bridge Road, right at the foot of the Cape Bridge near the toll plaza. You'll notice a little activity. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea.
Temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We do soar to near 90 degrees this afternoon with the same breezy wind, which will increase our fire danger risk once again this afternoon. The one good piece of news is that we have a few showers rolling back into the forecast today, which will help just a little bit, not only suppress that risk, but also your very dry lawns. Now, it's not going to be much, but a few more areas of rain coming in by the middle part of the week before we're dry once again heading toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We want your car, truck, van, or SUV today. We are paying top dollar for clean vehicles. Before you sell or trade, call Lee Auto Group to get the most money for your car. Lee Auto Group, lee-cars.com. Don't forget the dash.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
No matter what it's like outside, Train makes it comfortable inside. You can get a great deal now on a new heating and cooling system at Train. Visit traininfo.com. Visit traininfo.com to find your local dealer and more, because it's hard to stop a train.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. Storm season is approaching. Avoid complications with your insurance company. Sign up for our free pre-season and post-season roof assessment plan. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. We appreciate you watching. At Drew Steele Radio on Facebook. Yeah, there's people that still want to go there, and so we get it, and we appreciate it. All right, so a couple of things that are going on we're going to talk about in just a bit, including why is it that the government seems to be hiding this January 6th video footage? And we talked about it yesterday. We hope to have Julie Kelly on, the great Julie Kelly from American Greatness. She wrote an article about this, and we still don't know exactly what happened on January 6th, although we're told that it was an insurrection, but there's no video. And some of the things that are in here are pretty disturbing as far as what we're allowed to hear and what we're not allowed to hear about. All we're allowed to talk about is that it was an insurrection and it's Donald Trump and he's dangerous and Liz Cheney says it and she's going to do whatever she has to do to make sure he's never president of the United States. Okay, gotcha. But we do have some questions. And so does Julie Kelly, and I think it's fair to ask these questions. So we'll have that coming up. Also, and I might ask this morning right out of the gate this hour, how do you feel when it comes to sports gambling in the state of Florida, or the expansion of remaking gambling, as Politico in the state of Florida puts it? It's a feeding frenzy. Florida's big push to remake gambling. The governor and the state legislature making a $1 billion bet that they can finally end the state's decade-long battle over gaming. Well, I just wonder what people think about the issue of gaming in the state of Florida. It's not like we don't already have it, but to what degree? I mean, how much further do you want to go and what it means? And there's a lot of money involved, certainly. But does it bother you that there's a special session that's happening as we speak, and there's a couple of gaming bills during this special session that maybe even will bring sports betting to the state? So that is something we can talk about coming up as well. All right, so I promised that I would tell you about this, and we are super excited. Here's an event right here in Southwest Florida that you don't want to miss. 92.5 Fox News bringing it to you. And coming up on Friday, June 18th at the Hilton in Naples, it's being called the Freedom, Truth, and Liberty Forum. And we are welcoming Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan. Will both be here in Southwest Florida on Friday, June 18th. Friday, June 18th at the Hilton Naples. And that's going to be taking place at 5 p.m. There'll be this VIP tickets available, general admission tickets available. That includes dinner and a Q&A afterwards. So we would love for you to join us, 92.5 Fox News, bringing you the Freedom, Truth, and Liberty Forum with Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan at the Hilton Naples on Friday, June 18th, starting at 5 p.m. You can get your tickets now. You can go to a couple of different places. Right now, if you text the word Liberty to 239-479-5592, you'll find out where you can get your tickets right now. You can also go to freedomtruthandliberty.com, the website. And I believe you can go to 925foxnews.com as well to get the tickets. But I would get them soon. They're going fast. So Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan. And the thing I love about this is, again, a couple of things. Number one, obviously, with the talk about the Trump rallies and the president and what he will or will not be doing, with the talk about where we are globally, where we are as a country, what we need to do next to fight back, to dust yourself off, if you will, and get back into the arena and be ready to battle on that front. Dr. Sebastian Gorka will be here in town to talk about it. And Trish Regan, as you know, of course, when you talk about the issues of finance, and nobody does it better than Trish Regan. And so, and by the way, she has the Trish Regan show that she's doing. You can check that out on Rumble and a couple of other places as well. Award-winning financial journalist. So we get both the global, the side of certainly someone who was there as an advisor to the president and served on his staff, and then the financial issues that are going on as well in the country, and what is happening right now with inflation and the like, and what we might see moving into the future. So again, 92.5 Fox News is bringing this to you. It's the Freedom, Truth, and Liberty Forum. It is Dr. Sebastian Gorka, Trish Regan at the Hilton Naples on Friday, June 18th. Get your tickets right now. You can text the word Liberty to 239-479-5592. I believe you can go to 925foxnews.com as well. Go to the website, get your tickets there, or at freedomtruthandliberty.com. All right. So a couple of things this morning. Your thoughts on gambling here in the States. It's a lot of money, $2.5 billion at least flowing into the state over the next 5 years is what we're being told. And it's interesting. And by the way, I just got to change the call screen so I can see what's going on there. Are you a fan of sports betting to begin with? What do you think about gambling in the state? A lot of people are talking about what has happened here locally. If you're looking at the dog tracks, if you're looking at the Seminole Casino, they would be able to expand and do more there. Do you enjoy going? It's funny how places like Politico and other places make this a big kerfuffle. See the word I use there, kerfuffle, over the gaming and everything that's happening here in the state. But we certainly already have it here, and why some seem to be making a big stink over it, but. The question does remain how you would like to see, or if you would like to see the expansion, how it's being worded. I'm hearing some people talking about, now I'm going to go into Publix and it's going to be like a slot machine. Oh, no, it's not going to be like that. But how some will be in control of sports betting. And I don't know, this is interesting too, the sports betting aspect. Mark's in Naples wanted to talk about this whole idea of what's going on with gambling in the state and the possibility of sports betting, and wanted to see what Mark's take was. Go ahead, Mark. What do you think about all of this?
Well, personally, I could care less about the betting. But the big thing I want is, like it says in our Constitution, that we, the people, have to vote on it. Don't just throw it in by the legislature, which I don't think they will. But as long as we vote on it, whatever we decide as a people is fine.
Yeah. So, what's your thought on it, though? Specifically, are you a big fan on the idea of sports betting?
It doesn't bother me one way or the other. Yeah. I don't do it. When I do bet, I go in with a certain amount of money. If I win, I win. If I don't, I go home.
Yeah. Well, that's usually, yeah. That's pretty. I appreciate the call, Mark. That's pretty much how it works. You go, you do it. You go home. You got a couple of bucks. You don't. But it's definitely something that's already discussed going to go into the courts, whether or not it's violating the state rules like Mark was talking about of approving future gambling, casino gambling. And, it's something that is going to grow. It just does. Once you open that and you're talking about a lot of money, then listen, it's on the way. It's like the genie out of the bottle. Once it's out, it's hard to get. It's not like it's going to turn around and go in the opposite direction. But how far it will go in the state of Florida, and whether or not we want to, as some are saying, make this the tourist mecca and now the gambling tourist mecca. Like, what are we going to be? Vegas East? I'm not so sure about that. But there's, more and more states. You notice that, right? More and more states are being open to that as another way to bring money in to the state. The interesting thing to me always is when you see states that are open up to issues like this, that are open up to gambling or anything that would bring more money to the state. I'd like to know on the other side of it, and maybe we'll have that conversation later on in the morning as we talk about infrastructure and how that's going to affect us here in Southwest Florida with Skylar Zander from Americans for Prosperity, is what are we doing as a state or any other state with being fiscally responsible? I mean, is that out the door? Is it one of those things that if we open the floodgate and more money comes into Tallahassee, or more money makes its way to Albany, or more money makes its way to Sacramento, or pick a state, that it just means, whew, all right, how much more spending could we do? I'm still stuck on that. Forgive me. I'm still stuck on the federal government, the state government being fiscally responsible. I don't know if that's ever going to change. I don't know if it's ever going to change. I really don't. All right, quickly, one more call, and then I want to move on here. Tim's in North Fort Myers. Hello there, Tim.
Drew, hey, good morning. I really do believe we should go ahead and legalize gambling and control it. I mean, the majority of the tourists are going to be the ones who are going to be engaging in it because they come down here for sun and fun. And, they go to Nevada for that reason. Well, it's desert. We've got water. I mean, we would blow Nevada out of the water. At any rate,
yeah.
I think we got to legalize marijuana. I mean, they're going to do it. It takes it out of the criminal element's hands, and it puts it into controllable and into a taxable, and most of it is going to be spent on recreational people that come down to visit the state in the first place. By the way, Drew, I caught you on another radio station in Tampa yesterday, and I didn't know you were up there. And I'm just going to quickly ask, is that a different formatted show than you have here? Because I only caught about 20 minutes of it, and I didn't get a chance to catch the whole thing, and I would like to, because I enjoy your show in the morning. Is that a different format? Do you have to prepare differently for that show than you do for this one? Is it completely different because it's not as much of a political format on that radio station as they have here in Southwest Florida?
Yeah.
Just a question.
Yeah. So the answer is, I would love for you to tell me where that is, because that's not me. So you want to know how much different it is doing this show than that show? It's completely different, because that's not me doing it.
You know what? I think that was Drew Garabo.
Oh, I don't even know, but I got to be honest with you.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just too many Drews
It
around.
sounded a little bit like you.
Yeah, there's too many. I think there's too many Drews on the radio, and it's. But anyway, listen, Tim. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. I have no idea what he's talking about. Don't know. But all right. 239-479-5592. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, a couple of other things to discuss, a lot to talk about when it comes to, I don't know, how's the Wokenistas, the Wokesheviks, the I don't even know, the Church of Woke. How are we doing lately with some of that? I don't suppose there are people that are being banned for hate speech for saying things like, hey, a man can't get pregnant. Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, there's that. Maybe a teacher who gets fired because they're reading from a novel from the 1800s that speaks about, well, it uses a word that we wouldn't use in in normal, everyday vernacular, but was in this particular book. It was actually an anti-slavery book, but the word was being used, being read out of the book, and now that teacher is fired. Yeah, that's happening too. We'll get to all of that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. We've got a crash causing major backups right now. A vehicle rollover and that car on its hood in North Fort Myers on North Cleveland Avenue 41 at North Key Drive, right in front of the Road 41 Grill and Fish Market. If you have to head that direction right now, I would avoid Pondella right near that 41 intersection and reroute yourself rather to Business 41, which is also taking Tamiami Trail and the Edison Bridge southbound into downtown Fort Myers from North Fort Myers because it's very backed up out there right now. Also watching a crash on I-75 southbound mile marker 125 with partial roadblock in the left-hand lane. Seeing a lot of delays heading through Alico Road approaching that crash scene right now, so avoid that area for the time being. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Another comfortable start to the day with temps in the 60s and 70s. We do near 90 degrees this afternoon with a breezy wind. That'll increase that fire danger risk and boat-ashore wave heights too. Thankfully, though, a few showers will come in between about 3 and 6 o'clock to help clear us out just a bit. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that a lady recently complained that she did not like my commercial about the guy spitting chewing tobacco. She said that sound made her sick. I asked her what she thought about my commercial of Bart the donkey, and she went... Either way, a special thanks to over 4,000 wonderful people who did respond to Papa's wacky commercials and making this past year our biggest, most profitable year in over 30 years. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Kerry, and Cody, we invite you to call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. If we find needed repairs, we'll do our best to make it affordable. Let us show you how we can clean and seal your tile roof, pavers, and pool decks the eco-friendly way, and it's cleaner, safer, and lasts longer. We promise to keep the donkey off your roof. Call me, Papa, for our free tile roof inspection. 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Remember, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7. License number CCC 1326213.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
That's right. The director said that for the new guidelines to work, the CDC is asking Americans to be honest about their vaccination status. Really? People can't even tell the truth in their Tinder profiles. You're going to say, really? Come on.
Oh, boy. If I even knew what Tinder was, I'd tell you that was a funny joke, but I'm not really sure. 239-479-5592. Yeah, so the CDC guideline. Look, you got to... Is that part of it? You got to tell the truth if you're vaccinated, not vaccinated, if you're going to wear a mask, not wear masks. You know, this was an interesting exchange that had to do with masks and, the question that was asked of Jen Psaki about whether or not these guidelines are racist. Yeah, that was brought up yesterday. Did you hear that? I'm trying to see if we have that audio. Yeah, that came up. They're racist, right? It's hold on.
I want to also switch to COVID. The largest national nurses union is saying that the CDC guidelines on masks is putting frontline workers and especially people of color at risk, and that they're calling for the CDC to reverse that. What's the White House's stance on that union in particular, saying that their members and people of color are at risk?
Okay, so there you go. So a mask, the guidelines are racist. Everything's racist. We'll make those decisions for you. Again, that brings up the conversation about who gets to decide. I guess it's not the CDC or the science or the data. It's those that say are going to yell racist or they're going to yell something about an ISTA or an OBIA, and then those are the people that get to make these decisions, even that have to do with your health and medical decisions. Is that how this works? It's not how it works. But anyway. Chris Cuomo, Fredo, the one that doesn't kill elderly in nursing homes due to COVID, he's the one on CNN. He had a guest on that was talking about the lifting of mask mandates, and oh man, we don't have enough time to do it. It's okay. Basically, it went through this whole thing saying that now people are not going to go back to work because they're going to be too afraid to be behind a counter or go work at McDonald's or any of these places because they're not going to trust anybody anymore, and they're worried about you. And you come in with wearing a mask, and are you vaccinated or not vaccinated? Maybe you're just somebody who cares about you. It's so confusing. But I'll play it again coming up.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Things seem to get more expensive as the years go by. Take groceries. Prices are up by 36%. And keeping up with your health, that's up too by 54%. But did you know at FPL what you pay for energy has gone down 10% over the last 15 years? And they're not cutting corners either. They're investing in energy that's not just the most reliable or the cleanest, but also the most affordable. See how we're keeping your bill lower than most states at fpl.com/value.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70 grand. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. New 2021 Genesis G70s have 0% financing and 72 months plus $1,000 cash back. And we have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months of $0 per month per 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
Florida voters overwhelmingly passed a constitutional amendment to do one simple thing. Require that any expansion of gambling be approved by the voters, not the politicians, not the lobbyists. It's called voter control of gambling, and it's the law. But gambling lobbyists want politicians to break it. They've hatched a plan to expand gambling without your approval. More casinos, legalized sports betting, even slot machines on cell phones, just like the strip mall casinos that called themselves internet cafes. All over again, and all cooked up by Tallahassee lobbyists. It would be the biggest expansion of gambling in Florida history without the biggest thing required by Florida's Constitution: your approval. Voter control of gambling isn't a suggestion. It's the law. Tell your legislator, don't break it. Sponsored by No Casinos.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. It's the 9th day of Israeli airstrikes and rockets flying over the Gaza border into Israel.
Despite President Biden expressing support for a ceasefire, there's no sign of that happening. Israeli fighter jets launched a new wave of airstrikes on Gaza this morning. Palestinian militants keep firing rockets in the other direction. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said operations will continue until calm and security can be restored.
Fox's Simon Owen. Palestinians in the region are on strike today protesting the airstrikes. An inspector who missed a crack in a Mississippi River bridge is fired.
A drone discovered the crack on the bridge spanning the Mississippi between Arkansas and Tennessee. The 6-lane Interstate 40 bridge was shut down last week after the fracture was discovered. Traffic is being rerouted to another span about 3 miles away.
Fox's Rich Dennison. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. We've got a crash causing major backups right now. A vehicle rollover and that car on its hood in North Fort Myers on North Cleveland Avenue 41 at North Key Drive, right in front of the Road 41 Grill and Fish Market. If you have to head that direction right now, I would avoid Pondella right near that 41 intersection and reroute yourself rather to Business 41, which is also taking Tamiami Trail and the Edison Bridge southbound into downtown Fort Myers from North Fort Myers because it's very backed up out there right now. Also watching a crash on I-75 southbound mile marker 125 with partial roadblock in the left-hand lane. Seeing a lot of delays heading through Alico Road approaching that crash scene right now, so avoid that area for the time being. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Teresa O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. We are still starting off on the cooler and drier side with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We do soar to near 90 degrees this afternoon with the same breezy wind, which will increase our fire danger risk once again this afternoon. The one good piece of news is that we have a few showers rolling back into the forecast today, which will help just a little bit, not only suppress that risk, but also your very dry lawns. Now, it's not going to be much, but a few more areas of rain coming in by the middle part of the week before we're dry once again heading toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
It's not the Republican Party versus the Democrat Party.
Talking about what matters.
It's the Republican Party versus an organized crime syndicate.
92.5 Fox News. 2, 4, 6. It's the $8,000 trade-in event. $8,000. For 4 days only, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are giving you $8,000 more than book value for your trade. Thursday through Sunday, only Florida's #1 Nissan dealer can give you more money than your stimulus and tax refund combined. Bring in any trade, regardless of year, make, or model, whether it's a loan, lease, or paid off. How can you possibly pass this opportunity up? Nobody pays you $8,000 more than anything is worth. Nobody, except Sutherland Nissan.
Bring in any trade, regardless of year, make, or model, whether it's a loan, lease, or paid off. The $8,000 trade-in event absolutely ends 7 p.m. Sunday. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Really a good feeling to know that when it comes to your house and all the water that is in every faucet, every place in your home, that you don't have to worry about the water smelling like chlorine or messing up your shower glass, your faucets, right, with that hard water staining, the drying out of your skin and your hair. Just imagine what that would be like. You don't have to imagine it. You can just do it. You call the Uniform Pentair water specialist. They can find out what's going on with your water and handle your city or well water issues. Yours, right here in Southwest Florida. With their mobile showroom, you can see for yourself that Pentair has both high-performance salt systems and salt-free solutions too. And salt-free means no lugging in bags of salt for you, and that they can install that Pentair water system for you as well. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every faucet and the peace of mind that only a Pentair water system can give you. So call now and get your free digital Pentair water test. Save 15% on your whole home water system by calling 239-880-7799. That's 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment. We've got you covered.
You went online to switch your car insurance to Progressive so you could save money. But then you saw a friend request from an old summer camp buddy. And now here you are, clicking through photos of his kickball team from 2011. Looks like they won the championship that year. Then he moved to Tulsa. Oh, a new tattoo. Yes, they said it was easy to save hundreds on car insurance with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average savings by new customer surveyed who saved in 2019.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income in just 5 payments? You heard that right. In just 5 payments, you could set up a 6-figure retirement cash flow for as long as you live. I'm best-selling author Brett Kitchen with Wealth Beyond Wall Street. And right now, there's a retirement crisis in America because the pension system of old has been raided and destroyed, and Social Security is already running out of money. But most Americans are shocked to find out they would need to save over $2.5 million to have a $100,000 income in retirement. A new approach is required to solve this crisis. That's why this revolutionary new 5-payment retirement program was released, allowing everyday Americans to use bank money to create a retirement cash flow without relying on Social Security or pensions. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it accelerates the amount they will have at retirement or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 years old and want to build a bigger, better retirement in just 5 payments, call 800-346-9797 now to see if you qualify. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll get the 6-figure retirement acceleration guide and video. Call 800-346-9797. That's 1-800-346-9797. 1-800-346-9797.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Want to remind everybody that we said we would bring great people here to Southwest Florida and continue to have events right here in town, especially knowing that we've got an election year going on right now. We're geared up for 2022 and 2024. And so another great opportunity, an event you do not want to miss as we present the Freedom, Truth, and Liberty Forum. Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan both will be in Southwest Florida at the Hilton Naples on Friday, June 18th. You can get your tickets now by going to freedomtruthandliberty.com. That's the website. You can also text the word Liberty to 239-479-5592 to get information on how you can get your tickets. And we are excited to have them in town. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, as you probably well know, of course, who worked for the president and worked in the White House there as deputy assistant to the president for strategy. And I'm sure he'll have a lot of information on things that are happening, certainly with the country, with the former president and his views on what's going on right now. And as we move forward, the next steps. And Trish Regan, who I'm really going to enjoy, is someone who certainly knows a lot about financial issues going on in the country, an award-winning financial journalist, the Trish Regan show that she has, and you certainly will get a lot of information on that. So it's a great twofer, if you will. You've got talking about global issues and, of course, the country, and talking about the former president and more, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, and the financial side of what's happening here in the country with Trish Regan. So I hope you'll be at the event. That is on Friday, June 18th. It's at the Hilton Naples, and it's Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan, and you can get your tickets right now by going to freedomtruthandliberty.com, or you can even text the word right now. Text the word Liberty to 239-479-5592 and get more information. So we are happy to bring them to you right here in Southwest Florida, 92.5 Fox News. All right. There's a lot going on in the world, as we all know. We got gas prices, we got gas lines, we've got the Middle East, we've got all of these different things. Oh, and by the way, hey, did I mention that we still have a crisis along our southern border? I know, it's hard to believe that we do, because if it's not in the headlines, then it must have gone away. Somebody certainly knows a thing or two about that. We're going to get to Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, in just a second, but there was Ted Cruz talking about this very issue just the other day. I don't know if you heard this.
In over 100 days in office, Joe Biden has not been to our southern border. Biden named Kamala Harris as in charge of the border. She has not been to the southern border once as vice president. I would say to the folks in the media, anytime you're standing in front of the president or vice president, the very first question should be, why haven't you gone to the southern border to see the crisis, to see the little boys and little girls being physically abused, sexually abused because of your policy failures? And by the way, the reason they don't go, there's an answer to this, is they know if they go, they'll bring TV cameras. They know if they go, the press will be forced to cover it. Kamala Harris has been to the Canadian border as vice president, but not the southern border. The last I checked, we don't have a crisis of thousands of Canucks coming south across the border.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe we need to confirm that with Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, joining us right now. D-Ray, can we confirm or deny? Can we confirm or deny that we are being invaded by Canucks on our northern border? Is that possible?
Yeah, I don't think the northern border is anything compared to the southern border. I mean, there have been reports over the years that there have been, people with terrorist affiliations attempting to come in, but not to the tune of 178,000 people like we had last month. I mean, what we're all learning here the hard way is that Joe Biden, the moderate, the person who was sold to us by the media and by himself as a moderate, is really like Joe Biden, the unicorn, a mythical creature that is whispered to exist, but doesn't really exist in real world. Yeah. And we are seeing this by his immigration policies. By the way, I hope your listeners in Southwest Florida are feeling very generous with deep pockets, because now the Biden administration has offered free housing to illegal immigrants. So that's just another incentive to come in. He talked about offering them free health care while he was campaigning. He has pushed forth and endorsed an amnesty for illegal immigrants. Right. He's gone and ripped down everything we had in place to stop any kind of surge, and then he's put incentives in place. And now they're acting surprised. And, he puts Kamala Harris in charge of fixing this mess, the border czar, from a border state. She can't seem to find the U.S.-Mexico border, although she's from California. And she is philosophically opposed to deporting illegal immigrants. She said so herself. Yeah. And so, this is just a cat and mouse game. And the way they're going to get away with this is by keeping the media away from the border. Yeah, just like he said. If this was Trump doing this, it would be a daily news cycle. But because it's not, because, the overcrowding and so on, it's just being ignored and brushed aside as a big nothing. Yeah, and, a couple of things come to mind. The first thing is just like what we talked about, which is the fact that there are so many other things that are going on. You forget about this crisis that still exists on our southern border, number one. Number two, the very, 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 very real and important issue of child sex trafficking and so many other things that are happening along our border that we don't talk about enough. That really is a crisis
that we have to discuss. And it seems like every day that we don't bring that up, that we don't focus, and more people that do want to focus on that, the less that's going to be handled, and who knows what happens after that, and what we might see and how horrific that is. And then the third thing is, when you talk about this administration, and I want you to focus on this, D-Ray, is what the DHS Secretary Mayorkas is doing. Clearly, he is failing, and he is failing in ways that are demonstrable. They are recognized, and it's really like you have described his oath of office. I mean, this is what he's supposed to be doing. So how bad is he failing? Can you describe it?
I mean, it's hard to imagine somebody taking an oath where you swear to, quote, defend and secure our country, and then completely dismantling and undermining every facet of federal immigration policy that could secure that border. I mean, he has suspended the Remain in Mexico policy and reinstated catch and release. Of the 178,000 people who were apprehended at our border, they keep saying most of them are turned away. 70,000 of them were brought into the United States, most without a COVID test, and almost all of them without a background check. So we don't know who these folks are. We're finding out now, though, from the Washington Times this morning that last year there were 25 known sex offenders apprehended over the course of the year. In the first 2 months of this year, we already have found 12. So that's the kind of, not everybody coming in is somebody that you'd want to let into your house. Let's just leave it that way. Yeah. He's terminated cooperation agreements with our Central American neighbors who helped to kind of staunch the abuse of asylum that was taking place. He is not using Title 42, which was a CDC rule that allows everyone to be turned around at the border because the United States remains in a public health crisis. He's dismantled immigration enforcement. Deportations, Drew, are at an all-time low. Given the rate of deportations, there were less than 3,000 last month. At this rate, we're going to deport 55,000 people this entire year. By comparison, under President Trump, 250,000. Now, let me just say, we have 14.5 million illegal aliens in this country. It's almost like you couldn't swing a dead cat and not hit an illegal alien. But we can only find 3,000 in a month to deport. Biden wanted to completely suspend deportation of all illegal and criminal aliens for 100 days. He signed an executive order to that effect. Thankfully, it was struck down by a federal judge. But I mean, what they're doing right now is just slow walking the process. Yeah, he's when you're getting deportation levels at this pathetically low number. The other thing he's done is Lunch Pail Joe has undercut the American worker, particularly those who find themselves out of work because of COVID. He has suspended policies that have helped unscrupulous employers abuse the H-1B program. He's increased the number of guest workers who serve in the hospitality, restaurant, and construction industries. Now, these are amongst the very people who've been laid off for a year. I mean, how many restaurants here in D.C., I'll tell you, it's stunning the number of restaurants that have been around forever that are shuttered and are not coming back. So people who used to work there as cooks, as busboys, as wait persons, all those folks are going to have to find something else to do. Yet we're going to bring in guest workers for those positions. He is just, and now there are people that have been chosen for positions underneath him, to oversee Customs and Border Protection and Immigration and Customs Enforcement and USCIS. They're as bad as he is. So Congress is probably not going to be able to throw him out of his job, but they can definitely put the brakes on some of the nominations that they've put forward.
And I was going to say, pick your crisis. D-Ray, pick your crisis. When you have all of these things that are going on, it's easy to make this the last thing to worry about because it's something that...
it's interesting. Biden is trying to walk back what he's done without admitting that he's doing so. They claimed, so one of the things they did is end these agreements with our Northern Triangle countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Now they claim, a couple weeks ago, they claimed that they were trying to reinstate those agreements. However, government officials in those countries say, no, you aren't. Another thing they're doing is Biden said there would be not one more inch of border wall would be built under him. Now they're building an additional 13 miles. They're saying they're doing it because it's going to help flood control in the Rio Grande Valley. Now, Drew, it doesn't take a geologist to tell you the Rio Grande has been flooding for millennia. It just so happens in the middle of this border surge, he's going to put a wall up in one of the most affected sectors right along the border. That is admission that border wall works, coming from the left, not coming from the right.
Yeah.
The Border Patrol, by the way, has been saying it works all along. But, it's just we have, like I said, 178,000 apprehensions last month. That was a 944 increase over a year ago. There are 21,000 children in federal custody right now. We have become the, child placement center for the world. And I'll tell you, it's heartbreaking, Drew. You mentioned the sex offenders. I had a Border Patrol agent look at me in the eye when I was doing one of my tours one time and said, I am sick and tired of administering rape kits to 9-year-olds. That is the reality of what these kids are going through. And that is why the U.S. government should not be in the business of incentivizing illegal immigration of anyone.
Yeah. It's tough stuff to hear, but, at the same time, when you have all these crises going on and you don't know, something gets out of the headline, it's important to refresh your memory and remind everybody that there still is a crisis along the border. There are people that do care about it. And certainly Federation for American Immigration Reform, one of those places, fairus.org. I would suggest and encourage you always to go to the website, get the latest updates, get the latest information. And certainly one of the things that is important is the solutions and what we can do moving forward. All right, D-Ray, we've got to run. I always appreciate keeping us updated on this, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, my friend?
Sounds great. Have a good one.
All right. 239-479-5592. All right. Are you ready to go? Let's do it. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. And let's take caller number 5 right now at 239-479-5592. If you would like to play, we would love to have you. I do Drew's College today, a little bit of lesson in civics and politics and who knows what else. Maybe a surprise or two. It's just Drew's College. It's civics and politics. The surprises are just how you do. But sounded okay. Give us a call right now. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. We've got a crash causing major backups right now. A vehicle rollover and that car on its hood in North Fort Myers on North Cleveland Avenue 41 at North Key Drive, right in front of the Road 41 Grill and Fish Market. If you have to head that direction right now, I would avoid Pondella right near that 41 intersection and reroute yourself rather to Business 41, which is also taking Tamiami Trail and the Edison Bridge southbound into downtown Fort Myers from North Fort Myers because it's very backed up out there right now. Also watching a crash on I-75 southbound mile marker 125 with partial roadblock in the left-hand lane. Seeing a lot of delays heading through Alico Road approaching that crash scene right now, so avoid that area for the time being. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Another comfortable start to the day with temps in the 60s and 70s. We do near 90 degrees this afternoon with a breezy wind. That'll increase that fire danger risk and boatish or wave heights too. Thankfully, though, a few showers will come in between about 3 and 6 o'clock to help clear us out just a bit. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Water everywhere. You can't swim in it. You can't stand drinking it. Heck, it's so bad it's on the news every day. Hi, I'm Rob Hill from Bob Hill Plumbing. We've invested over 66 years here in Naples, bringing you clean, drinkable water for your home or condo. We realize we can't fix the water problems everywhere, but we can definitely clean up the water inside your home. Our government does their best to deliver safe water for use. But wow, who wants chlorinated yellow water at every faucet? Let us install a Halo home filtration system and remove all the bad taste, color, and odor from your water. Halo removes 99% of all chlorine, ammonia, and all the bad-tasting chemicals in our municipal water system. Call Bob Hill Plumbing today and let us install a Halo water system in your home so you can once again enjoy clean, bottle-quality water at every faucet. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or bobhillplumbing.com.
The new administration has big plans for healthcare. Changes are coming that could limit your choice and make your health insurance premiums even higher. Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network recently saved a family of 4 in the Fort Myers area $600 per month. Act now. Protect yourself and your family with a superior health plan that cannot be canceled. This is a nationwide PPO plan, which allows you to pick your doctors and hospital. Start saving 30 to 60% now. If you are on Obamacare, not insured, or on COBRA, you can log into a private health plan managed by you, not the government. Call Tim Cooper, an expert with 24 years experience, at 239-368-6712. That's 239-368-6712. Online at healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net. Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is the best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. They will not be undersold. Start with a free consultation. PlantationShuttersForYou.com. And God bless everyone.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Jeff. Jeff's in Estero. How do I know? Because he's in his car and I can hear him driving right now. And hi, Jeff.
How you doing?
I'm doing. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. And your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Who's the vice president of the United States right now as we speak?
Kamala Harris.
Okay, that is correct, sir. You got yourself a associate's degree. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this one. Ron DeSantis is the governor of the state of Florida, right?
Yes.
Who was the governor before him?
Rick Scott.
That's correct. All right, well, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Hey, as we vote for senators, when we do vote for a senator, they serve for how many years? How many years does a senator serve?
6 years.
That is correct. All right, you got a master's degree. We're going to see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1984, Democrat presidential nominee Walter Mondale chose this individual as his running mate. It was the first time at that time that a major party had a female on the ticket. What was her name?
Geraldine Ferraro?
That's right! Oh, look at you, Jeff. Jeff tapping into his inner Jeffy and pulling that one out of a hat. Well, good for you. Good job there, Jeff. Congratulations. You got yourself a hard-fought PhD today on Drew's College, and something you should be awfully proud about as you're driving to... I don't know where you're going. You can fill in the blank.
I'm going to Veranda. I'm on 75 now, watching the southbound traffic backed up.
Oh, boy. Well, sorry about that. Well, the good news is we'll have a report on that coming up, and we'll get you through it. Thanks, Jeff. We appreciate it. All right, Skylar Zander is going to join us as my New York coming out.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
The real estate market is really hot right now, but for how long? I'm Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. You've heard Drew Steele talk about me on his show. If you're thinking about selling your home for a premium price, now is the time. You can sell over market value without doing repairs, letting strangers in your home, and you pick the closing date. Learn how for free. No pressure, no obligation. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. GomesMovesHomes.com.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Chocolate sheet cake is different. It's richer and chocolatier. Count on Bluebell to make it into milk chocolate ice cream with delicious chocolate sheet cake pieces, chopped pecans, and a chocolate icing swirl. It's fresh out of the oven. I mean freezing.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell ice cream at Bailey's Supermarket on Sanibel Island and all Winn-Dixie supermarkets.
Do you consider yourself the best of the best in HVAC? Conditioned Air is looking for A players to join our winning team. If you consider yourself an A player and love customer service, you should apply so we can get your career path started. We have several top-paying positions available now in Sarasota, Fort Myers, and Naples. Don't wait. Go online to conditionedair.com and apply right now. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. License number CAC
They're taking shelter in school.
92.5.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. More than 50,000 Palestinians have now been displaced by a week of Israeli airstrikes that have damaged or destroyed hundreds of buildings. And there were more this morning as Israel goes after militants to stop rocket attacks from Gaza.
There's a lot of attention now on some of the other borders of Israel. We've got tensions heating up in the West Bank. There was an unmanned aerial vehicle, a drone that was shot down near the Jordanian border today. And also last night, 6 rockets were fired from Lebanon. Apparently, most of them did not make it into Israel.
Fox's Amy Kellogg near the Gaza border. President Biden is working to get both sides to agree to a ceasefire.
The president's public stance to defend Israel's right to defend itself is not sitting well with many members of his own party, and some of them want the president to delay a $735 million arms sale to Israel.
Fox's Doug Luzader. Republicans have been supporting Israel amid a surge of migrants at the border. More are going to be allowed in. Fox's Tanya J. Powers explains live.
Dave, in response to a lawsuit in federal court by the ACLU, the Biden administration will let about 250 people a day who are seeking asylum come through the border crossings with Mexico. The ACLU says the government will also stop flying migrant families from Texas' Rio Grande Valley to El Paso, Texas, and San Diego to be expelled to Mexico. That was put into practice under Title 42, a law used by the Trump administration during the pandemic to effectively end asylum admission at the border to keep COVID-19 spread down. President Biden has drawn criticism for exempting kids from that law, but keeping it in place for single adults and many families. Dave.
Tanya, in a few hours, the president will travel to Michigan to tour a Ford plant that makes electric vehicles. The president also today signed a memo designed to expand legal representation for lower-income Americans, including civil legal aid. America's listening to Fox News.
It's Small Business Month, and Dell Technologies and Windows are celebrating your unstoppable drive. Save up to 45% on powerful PCs with Windows 10 Pro to work from anywhere, plus top monitors and docks for the ultimate business setup, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right business tech, server, storage, and cloud solutions at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for Small Business Month savings.
Panera favorites are hot and ready to serve for dinner. Taste our creamy mac and cheese served in a crispy bread bowl. Or the classic bacon turkey bravo featuring our
North Fort Myers because it's very backed up out there right now. Also watching a crash on I-75 southbound mile marker 125 with partial roadblock in the left-hand lane. Seeing a lot of delays heading through Alico Road approaching that crash scene right now, so avoid that area for the time being. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. We are still starting off on the cooler and drier side with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We do soar to near 90 degrees this afternoon with the same breezy wind, which will increase our fire danger risk once again this afternoon. The one good piece of news is that we have a few showers rolling back into the forecast today, which will help just a little bit, not only suppress that risk, but also your very dry lawns. Now, it's not going to be much, but a few more areas of rain coming in by the middle part of the week before we're dry once again heading toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
Everyone understands that when you buy more, you should pay less. It's called a volume discount. Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window, and we would like to make and install your windows. New South offers volume discounts for homeowners. The more you buy, the more you save. Our discounts start at the fourth window, and from there, the savings grow. New South can do this because we own our factory, and that's the power of Factory Direct. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows that will save you money and protect your home. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then, bam, your whole life changes. You're injured and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, we're kicking it up a notch for Memorial Day here at Naples Nissan. Yes, you can still get the full original base MSRP for your 2012 or newer trade-in, regardless of what brand it is, where you bought it from, or whether you bought it new or used. But if you're not feeling that deal, then how does 0% financing for 60 months sound? That's right. You can take home one of these all-new, completely redesigned and loaded 2021 Rogue models today and pay 0 interest on it for 5 whole years. Have you checked out the all-new Rogue yet? I'm telling you, the redesign they did on this thing is hot. And oh, hey, we've got over 150 to choose from. Get the full original MSRP for your trade-in or pay no interest for 5 whole years. You choose when you come see us here at Naples Nissan on Pine Ridge Road or visit naplesnissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That's the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching. And Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. If you want to go there right now, that's fine. And just want to remind everybody, 92.5 Fox News bringing to Southwest Florida Freedom, Truth, and Liberty Forum. That is Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan. That's right. They will be here in Southwest Florida on Friday, June 18th. There is dinner with a Q&A. It's happening at the Hilton Naples on that Friday, June 18th. There's also VIP tickets available, so you can get those today. Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan, both here in Southwest Florida, and talk about exciting because of the fact that, you know, you think about Sebastian Gorka and you think about working for the former president and a lot of his views on what's happening globally and what we have moving forward, you know, with the talk about more rallies on the way and the like. And Trish Regan, of course, as financially speaking, someone who knows a thing or two about what's been happening with the country and the concerns about inflation and more. So you get a little bit of everything there, along with a dinner and a great Q&A as well. So get your tickets now. 92.5 Fox News bringing it to you, the Freedom, Truth, and Liberty Forum. Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan live right here in Southwest Florida at the Hilton Naples on Friday, June 18th, starting at 5 p.m. You can go to freedomtruthandliberty.com to get the tickets right now. You can text the word Liberty to 239-479-5592. And right there on your phone or your device, you'll get the link to find out more about getting tickets and we hope to see you there. You know, one of the things that's happening right now in this country is the concern about how money is being spent. I mean, $1 trillion here, $1 trillion there. Hey, what's a couple of trillion between friends? Well, here's what's the problem. A couple of $1 trillion here and there is really a big problem when we come to find out that what it's being spent on may have other motives and things behind it. And I'm concerned, and I'm also concerned about how that's going to affect us here in Southwest Florida. And I know that Skylar Zander is concerned about it as well, State Director for Americans for Prosperity right here in the state of Florida. And he's joining us right now to talk about this on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Skylar, how are you, my friend?
Drew, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. This is a crazy time. I mean, you talked about inflation and you talked about $1 trillion here and $1 trillion there. It is a mess.
Yeah, it is absolutely, and so much that I want to dig in on this. And I know that you all do some great work in keeping an eye on this. When people hear infrastructure, here's the thing, Skylar, you know how it goes. They talk about infrastructure. The White House not too long ago, I think it was back in April, giving the state a C. They give us a grade, and they're upset about the way we've got things here, and bridges and highways, and they're in poor condition. And I ask the question all the time, Skylar, and can you point to me all of these different issues? I'm just wondering why it's trillions that have to be taken up to hit some of the things that they discuss. And dare I say, it seems a little too much for me. What say you?
I mean, look, this quote unquote Biden infrastructure plan is just a political bait and switch, by the president's party. I mean, you look at what's going on right now, $4 trillion, and $2 trillion of that is going to be raised on the backs of businesses. I mean, you're talking about increasing and rolling back the Trump tax cuts, increasing the corporate income tax up to 28%, making us less competitive on the global marketplace. I mean, we don't even spend, the thing is, Drew, is we don't even spend the current federal gas tax properly. I mean, 30% of the federal gas tax that's collected every time you and I go to the pump doesn't even go to infrastructure. We're not even doing it right. And now the president's rolling out a $4 trillion infrastructure plan. That's not infrastructure. Less than 7% of the bill is focused on traditional infrastructure, roads and bridges. And that's because infrastructure polls well. The term infrastructure polls extremely well. And so by pulling this bait and switch, they think that they can get a massive Green New Deal liberal wish dream through Congress.
Yeah. I've talked about this many times, and I've said that just exactly what the way you've labeled it, that when you hear infrastructure, listen, you've heard both parties, a lot of different people talking up infrastructure. Ultimately, it comes down to what does that look like? I'm amazed, and maybe you can even speak to this. I'm chasing something that I would really like you to speak to, and it's this. The language that's out there when it comes to spending, infrastructure, or if there's a crisis and we have to spend on this or we have to spend on that, and people hear about a crisis or they hear about a situation and they think it sounds reasonable. How many times do we get an accounting on that, Skylar? How many times do we get an accounting on the actual spending? I question all the time when somebody says, roads and bridges, they're collapsing. Really, where? Tell me where. What's happening? Is it because of the fact that maybe it was poor structure, or does it actually happen because of the usage of it and it's been ignored? I would like for people to point it out, tell me how much it's going to cost, and then let's add it all up. But you never get that auditing, do you?
Well, look, you know just as well as I do, as well as your brilliant listeners, to be honest with you, is the fact that Congress doesn't act unless there's a so-called crisis. Yeah. Right. So if somebody's not creating this crisis, like you pointed to, then nobody's going to act. And that's what the administration is trying to do. Look, of this $4 trillion plan, $1 trillion of it is going to Green New Deal projects. On top of that, what they're trying to do is they're saying, hey, we're only going to allow you to hire contractors if they only hire union and labor workers. How is that being competitive in the marketplace?
Yeah.
It is just absolutely insane. The good news, Drew, is that there is a person. I mean, we work really well with Congressman Donald, But there's an opportunity for listeners to reach out to Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy in particular. Now, she doesn't represent, Southwest Florida, but she's someone that might be running for statewide office in the future, and that needs to hear from all Floridians about how bad this infrastructure plan truly is.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? Because a lot of times, Skylar, the issue is we hear about this, you spell it out well, but things only get done when we do it from the grassroots. If you're expecting oftentimes somebody from the top down to kind of bless us with their presence and then bless us with the idea that they're going to be responsible, they're not going to do anything like that unless they hear from you. If they don't know you're speaking out, they're not doing anything.
It is not enough now to sit back and just listen.
Yeah.
We have to act, right? I mean, the grassroots is so crucial and so important. And look, anytime I work with these congressional members all the time, if they get 25 to 50 calls in an office, they know something's going on.
Right.
Like, they have to worry about it. And the fact is people are just listening and not talking to their congressional members. And so I think we have a unique opportunity because, again, there's a lot of conversations. Is Stephanie Murphy going to run for a statewide seat? That even your listeners in Southwest Florida that Stephanie Murphy doesn't represent have a unique opportunity to be heard. And so that's so important that whether it's social media or emailing or calling her office, whatever that is, tell her we should be fighting back against these Biden quote-unquote infrastructure packages.
Yeah. So is there some place to go or anything that you would advise? Certainly AmericansForProsperity.org, the website, to find out more, but anything that you would suggest that my listeners can do to kind of help, specifically where to go? Just the website?
Look, you can go to that. You can absolutely go to AmericansForProsperity.org. Additionally, a lot of people are getting away from websites. So if you want to join us on Facebook, feel free to just type in Americans for Prosperity Florida in the search bar, and we'll direct you to a link where you can directly send an email to Stephanie, Congresswoman Murphy, and make sure that your voice is heard.
Yeah. And before we go, I might ask this just kind of as a follow-up. How has it been as you've been going around the state? Certainly national issues are important. State issues really do mean something so much more. And even locally, as we get to even our own municipalities and as we look to local, and I say this all the time, local is where everything is. And that's so critical. As you make your way around the state, as you talk to people, as you see more about what is going on with a lot of even the wasteful spending that sometimes we hear about, are you getting a good response in different communities that recognize this? Because there's so much that's coming at them, right? You've got a crisis upon a crisis upon a crisis, and then you have COVID and masking and non-masking and whether or not I'm vaccinated because I'm wearing a mask, but then I'm just protecting myself. So you go through all of this, but in the meantime, there are fundamental things that hit our pocketbook every day that I wonder how that's resonating and some of the waste and some of the things are keeping an eye on it here in the state. What do you see?
I mean, whether it's in Jacksonville fighting gas taxes or in Miami, folks are really focused on wanting to put food on the table.
Yeah.
They want to get back to work. They want their kids to live a better life. They want more educational freedom. They want more educational choice. And then they want the government to get out of the way of their health care, right? One of the things that's been great about the pandemic, although has been a tragedy in many ways, is the unleashing of the healthcare industry by these executive orders, and thank goodness for our governor and your local state reps who have worked with the governor, like Lauren Mello and Bob Rommel. What's been great about them is that they've unleashed telehealth in many ways. So people in rural communities aren't having to drive 2 hours away, to get a follow-up doctor's appointment. Now they can just pull it up on their phone.
Right.
That's unleashing the healthcare economy, and that's what we're hearing from everybody is we just want government to get out of our way. We just want to raise our kids and put food on the table.
Yeah. No, I get it. I agree. And it's all out there for us to grab, for us to have, as long as we have people that understand and the grassroots that's fighting. And that's why we always appreciate you and Americans for Prosperity, AmericansForProsperity.org. So check that out and, keep an eye on this, everybody. I know sometimes people think that, we can't juggle all of these things at the same time. Yeah, we can. Because there's a lot of people that are supporting great organizations that are keeping an eye on what's happening with wasteful spending and the like. And so we can, and just keep up with them. So go to the website and keep an eye on this story because it's important and it's right around the corner. And there's some other insidious things that are in there as well. So to know that it's important that we stop all of this craziness coming out of D.C. All right, Skylar Zander, the greatest name in the history of names. Skylar, you do realize, I'm just going to say this out loud, because we're friends, and I'll say this. You do realize that 500 years from now, 1,000 years from now, they're not going to name people Drew Steele. They're going to name people Skylar Zander because you have a name that resonates for eons, for centuries. You'll be there. You do realize that.
You're too kind.
Nobody's ever said. Tell me nobody's ever said that. All right, my friend. You're the best. We'll see you soon. All right, there you go. Yeah, one of the other things that I will say about this, and again, it's grassroots. It's people keeping an eye on this. It's so important that we do it. One of the other things that I wanted to mention is Betsy McKay wrote an article in the New York Post that has to do with this infrastructure issue and the spending that they're talking about doing and some of the insidious things that are in this. And one of them we have to remember, and it's been talked about by many people, is this $213 billion that they're talking about that they're going to use to increase affordable housing. But what he really wants to do is put the federal government in charge of local zoning and to install apartment buildings throughout single-family home neighborhoods. It's twice the spending on roads and bridges. It would change towns everywhere, and for families, torpedo the American dream of a house with a patch along, as she puts it. I mean, you have people that have $5 million homes in gated communities. That would be the vice president. You have the Bidens who have a 10,000 square foot mansion that once belonged to the DuPont family, but he's a lunch bucket Joe. So he just lives in a lunch bucket. No, not really at all. But again, keeping an eye on issues like this that get put into all of these things and classified as infrastructure, but ultimately, fundamentally changing where we live by the federal government looking and saying, yeah, we got to do something about your area when it comes to housing. And yeah, we're just going to just get rid of all the zoning ideas that you have and any kind of thoughts on that. And we're going to handle it from a federal level because, from a federal level, that's where you want to be because that's where the good stuff takes place. It's that top-down mentality that everybody loves, said nobody ever. Well, some do. It's just they're on the wrong side. It's the grassroots. It's the bottom-up. It's cultivating people here in Southwest Florida that will be the next ones, like the people that Skylar mentioned here locally that are working hard on a state level and also keeping an eye on all of this. To ultimately make a change. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. That is the website. We should probably take a break right now. Man, there's so much coming up. A lot of audio clips, and even just from this morning that I want you to check out. One of them is the Fauci. Did the Fauci admit that he was wearing a mask indoors despite being vaccinated for the imagery? If he did, that would really stink. And he did say it. And you'll get to hear it coming up. Stay bright, 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good Tuesday morning. North Cleveland Avenue still very backed up southbound at North Key Drive because of a crash involving a vehicle rollover. The car's been towed away, but we're still seeing some excess debris in the roadway and some residual delays heading southbound through that stretch of 41. So avoid the area. Hancock Bridge Parkway, Pondella Road, very backed up right around that crash scene. Take Bayshore Road over to Business 41, and then you can head south on the Edison Bridge to head into downtown Fort Myers instead of taking the Caloosahatchee Bridge. 75 southbound has cleared up from a crash at mile marker 125, but we're still seeing some of that congestion starting to filter through around Alico Road and heading south toward Corkscrew Road, so avoid that area. For the time being, take Three Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin Parkway. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Another comfortable start to the day with temps in the 60s and 70s. We do near 90 degrees this afternoon with a breezy wind. That'll increase that fire danger risk and boat or shore wave heights too. Thankfully, though, a few showers will come in between about 3 and 6 o'clock to help clear us out just a bit. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
What makes Genesis of Naples the #1 selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, "What is that beautiful SUV?" I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, "How much does it cost?" I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive. But that's not all. New 2021 Genesis G70s have 0% financing and 72 months plus $1,000 cash back. And we have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com.
All offers with approved credit on select models based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months of $0 per month per 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income in just 5 payments? You heard that right. In just 5 payments, you could set up a 6-figure retirement cash flow for as long as you live. I'm best-selling author Brett Kitchen with Wealth Beyond Wall Street. And right now, there's a retirement crisis in America because the pension system of old has been raided and destroyed, and Social Security is already running out of money. But most Americans are shocked to find out they would need to save over $2.5 million to have a $100,000 income in retirement. A new approach is required to solve this crisis. That's why this revolutionary new 5-payment retirement program was released, allowing everyday Americans to use bank money to create a retirement cash flow without relying on Social Security or pensions. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it accelerates the amount they will have at retirement or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 years old and want to build a bigger, better retirement in just 5 payments, call 800-346-9797 now to see if you qualify. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll get the 6-figure retirement acceleration guide and video. Call 800-346-9797. That's 1-800-346-9797, 1-800-346-9797.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
License number CCC 1332557.
You have hundreds of roofers to choose from, but at Crown Roofing, we think we're the only choice in Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties. Crown Roofing, the highest quality roofs with competitive pricing. Looking to re-roof, repair, or get roof maintenance on your home? Count on Crown for superior craftsmanship and peace of mind. Florida's most trusted roofer, and satisfaction is our goal. Get Crown on it today. Call 855-CROWN55 or online at crownroofing.com.
2, 4, 6. It's the $8,000 trade-in event. $8,000. For 4 days only, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are giving you $8,000 more than book value for your trade. Thursday through Sunday, only Florida's #1 Nissan dealer can give you more money than your stimulus and tax refund combined. Bring in any trade, regardless of year, make, or model, whether it's a loan, lease, or paid off. How can you possibly pass this opportunity up? Nobody pays you $8,000 more than anything is worth. Nobody, except Sutherland Nissan. Bring in any trade, regardless of year, make, or model, whether it's a loan, lease, or paid off. The $8,000 trade-in event absolutely ends 7 p.m. Sunday. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. You know the real estate market's really hot right now, but for how long? Well, nobody really knows. If people don't catch up on their mortgage payments because of COVID, the market's going to get flooded with foreclosure inventory, and that's scary because your home's value could plummet. So if you thought about selling your home for a premium price, now's the time to do it. But you don't want to make any costly mistakes. That's why you need to get with Anthony Gomes from GomesMovesHomes.com. See, he's been buying, selling, brokering, and investing in real estate for over 20 years. Mistakes in real estate can can cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Anthony wrote a book on how to sell homes, your home, and for the most money. And he wants to ship it to you for free. Just go to GomesMovesHomes.com and tell him where you want to send it. Inside, you'll gain 20 years of secrets from wealthy home sellers on how you can sell for a premium price without doing repairs, letting strangers go through your home, and you could pick the closing date. Go to GomesMovesHomes.com. Again, GomesMovesHomes.com.
Florida voters overwhelmingly passed a constitutional amendment to do one simple thing. Require that any expansion of gambling be approved by the voters, not the politicians, not the lobbyists. It's called voter control of gambling, and it's the law. But gambling lobbyists want politicians to break it. They've hatched a plan to expand gambling without your approval. More casinos, legalized sports betting, even slot machines on cell phones, just like the strip mall casinos that called themselves internet cafes. All over again, and all cooked up by Tallahassee lobbyists. It would be the biggest expansion of gambling in Florida history, without the biggest thing required by Florida's Constitution: your approval. Voter control of gambling isn't a suggestion. It's the law. Tell your legislator, don't break it. Sponsored by No Casinos.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Back or neck pain is not just unpleasant, it can be debilitating, preventing you from performing your daily routine and even confining you to bed. In decades past, patients suffering from spinal issues were often just given pain medication, spinal injections, and, when they did not heal, often underwent spinal surgery. Luckily, there is now another option: non-surgical spinal decompression. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we use an advanced technology to apply a completely safe unloading force to relieve nerve compression associated with bulging herniated discs, sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, neuropathy. This award-winning approach, safe for any age, has gained international praise from physicians for its success. Complete pain relief is achievable. Johnson Spinal Care is here to serve you. Call our Medicare-friendly office today for an immediate, no-charge telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News. Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
News. I'm Chris Foster. 10 people are reported injured in southern Israel by a strike from Gaza. There have been more Israeli airstrikes there.
For the first time since fighting erupted 8 days ago, Palestinian officials recorded no deaths in Israeli airstrikes on Gaza last night. The UN's aid agency says more than 52,000 Palestinians have been displaced by Israel's attacks in the Gaza Strip. It says more than 400 buildings have been destroyed or badly damaged, including 6 hospitals.
Fox's Simon Owen. Returning to tradition dating back to President Nixon, then broken by President Trump, the Bidens have released their tax returns.
President Biden and the First Lady earned $607,000 last year and paid a 25.9% federal income tax rate. The Bidens donated more than $30,000 to 10 charities, the largest donation to the Beau Biden Foundation, named for the president's late son.
Fox's Jared Halpern. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Tuesday morning. North Cleveland Avenue still very backed up southbound at North Key Drive because of a crash involving a vehicle rollover. Now, the car's been towed away, but we're still seeing some excess debris in the roadway and some residual delays heading southbound through that stretch of 41. So avoid the area. Hancock Bridge Parkway, Pondella Road, very backed up right around that crash scene. Take Bayshore Road over to Business 41, and then you can head south in the Edison Bridge to head into downtown Fort Myers instead of taking the Caloosahatchee Bridge. 75 southbound has cleared up from a crash at mile marker 125, but we're still seeing some of that congestion starting to filter through around Alico Road and heading south toward Corkscrew Road, so avoid that area. For the time being, take Three Oaks Parkway or Ben Hill Griffin Parkway. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. We are still starting off on the cooler and drier side with temperatures in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We do soar to near 90 degrees this afternoon with the same breezy wind, which will increase our fire danger risk once again this afternoon. The one good piece of news is that we have a few showers rolling back into the forecast today. which will help just a little bit not only suppress that risk, but also your very dry lawns. Now, it's not going to be much, but a few more areas of rain coming in by the middle part of the week before we're dry once again heading toward the weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Nothing runs like a. I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment. We've got you covered.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
At FPL, we're always looking the future straight in the eye. When the future said cut back on foreign oil, we made way for clean, American-made natural gas. And when the future said we need more clean energy, we said, how about 30 million solar panels by 2030? And when it said we need zero carbon emissions, we said, okay, how about green hydrogen? That's energy made from water. We're planning, preparing, and investing because Florida deserves an energy future we can depend on. See how at fpl.com/value.
Minutes still matter when it comes to medical emergencies. In some cases, fast care can be life-saving, especially for heart attacks and strokes. So don't delay or be afraid to get help if you need it. Physicians Regional Healthcare System is safe and ready to care for you with limited entry points, screening for everyone, deep cleaning, and social distancing. We're taking extra precautions to help keep you safe. Don't put off emergency care. Visit ercarephysiciansregional.com or call 911 in an emergency.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele with the 3 E's. Don't forget 92.5 Fox News presents Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan. They will be here Friday, June 18th. They'll be at the Hilton Naples, so if you would like to get your tickets, dinner and even VIP, you can get that plus a Q&A with them as well. So it is Dr. Sebastian Gorka, Trish Regan at the Hilton Naples on Friday, June 18th. You can get your tickets now by going to freedomtruthandliberty.com. You can text the word Liberty right now if you'd like more information on tickets to 239-479-5592 as well. More details coming up on that throughout the week. Sebastian Gorka, Trish Regan in town here at the Hilton Naples Friday, June 18th. Look forward to that. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Sorry, everything just froze up for a second. That was the strangest thing ever. Everything froze. Can you start that again? Because everything just... Hold on. Okay. Everybody who's listening right now, just make believe wherever you are and whatever you're doing that nothing happened. It's 15 seconds ago. Go.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
I want to also switch to COVID. The largest national nurses union is saying that the CDC guidelines on masks is putting frontline workers and especially people of color at risk, and that they're calling for the CDC to reverse that. What's the White House's stance on that union in particular, saying that their members and people of color are at risk?
Remember that time when there was a PBS journalist who was there with Jen Psaki, Circle Back Girl, and they are talking about the CDC mask guidance, and that PBS journalist says, hey, I don't want to say anything about the mask guidelines being racist, but I think that they're racist. Remember that? That happened yesterday. Remember that? Anybody else find that a little strange? Or what?
Number 4.
Kamala Harris has been to the Canadian border as vice president, but not the southern border. The last I checked, we don't have a crisis of thousands of Canucks coming south across the border.
That's Ted Cruz yesterday, who was talking about, hey, the Biden administration, how's Kamala Harris doing? How's the Biden administration doing? I know you have a lot of crisis the things that are going on, the crises, as it were. I know there's a lot to kind of handle in all these crisis balls that you're trying to juggle. But, hey, there's still one at the southern border, and we're just trying to see what's going on there. And we know that Kamala Harris has been to the northern border, and is she concerned about the Canuck? I had no idea that Canucks were coming across the border. What's a Canuck?
Number 3.
Anybody else want that Trump back? When was America ever great? We had gas, we had electricity, we had jobs, we had food. Now we sitting at home with no gas, some people no electricity, no jobs, waiting for a stimulus check, waiting on the extra food stamps. What's going on? We wasn't going through this for the last 4 years. We were winning. And now y'all sitting home being quiet now. Somebody say something. Tell me why the you support Joe Biden right now. Tell me why you support Joe Biden right now. Everybody wanted to get rid of President Trump. What's up?
That time when there was a gentleman who was there at a gas station, and you have a whole lot of Biden supporters online waiting on the gas lines where he's at, decides to take to his phone and ask the simple question, why did you vote for Joe Biden again? What was the problem with President Trump? And why did you do this? Can anybody answer that question? And you heard the whole explanation there. And I just put it this way. He didn't get a response.
Number 2.
As a result of our prompt action to roll out the vaccine and boost the economy, we've gone from stagnation to an economy that is growing faster than it has in nearly 40 years.
I'm not sure what United States Joe Biden thinks that he's the president of. But that's Joe Biden who was saying that, yeah, everything's great. We went from stagflation to a roaring economy like we haven't seen in 40 years. Did he hear the guy that was just at the gas pumps? Was he listening to that guy who's waiting on a gas line and trying to figure out if the electricity is going to be on or off again, and all the bills that he can't pay and all the jobs that he's having an issue with? Does he listen to that guy? Because I think that guy's got it right, and I think the president's got it a little backwards. I could be mistaken. It wouldn't be the... I'm not mistaken about that.
Number 1.
I am now much more comfortable in people seeing me indoors without a mask. I mean, before the CDC made the recommendation change, I didn't want to look like I was giving mixed signals. But being a fully vaccinated person, the chances of my getting infected in an indoor setting is extremely low.
That's the great omnipotent Dr. Anthony Fauci one-on-one this morning on Good Morning America, where he was saying that he was wearing a mask indoors, even though he was vaccinated, because it was all, about the imagery and he didn't want to send mixed signals. Like the whole vaccine thing. Couldn't you have explained the part about that you have the vaccine and about not worrying about the mask like you used to? Couldn't you have done that instead of the imagery thing?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
I'm just saying, it sounds like it's a little much to be asking for. But wouldn't it have been a lot easier if the Fauci would have just came out and said, hey, listen, I'm vaccinated, and so indoors, the mask issue thing, we don't have to double and triple and quadruple mask. Remember when I was talking about that? Yeah, we don't have to worry about that kind of thing anymore because of the fact that I'm vaccinated now, and the fact that the science even months ago was the same science as today as far as vaccinated people. Then they were telling us we had to mask up. Now it seems interesting that it's not the case, and people are still confused about it. But don't blame that on the Fauci, because he's not the one that's confusing you. It's us. It's me. It's you. You're the one that's confusing people. Just get that straight, right? And even when it comes to people getting back to work, here's a little extra audio that I didn't have. We need to, Jake. We need like a sound effect for an extra audio segment of the top 5 audio clips, like top 5 extra or something like that, I don't know what that would be. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but I do like the idea.
Yeah, like here's a extra bonus, bona fide, supersized.
Just one more.
Yeah, just here's another one from the hit parade. Okay, here's Fredo Cuomo. He's the not sending people back to nursing homes to die with COVID brother. Yeah, he's the non-killing of nursing homes of individuals. This is the one from CNN, and here he is with a guest, and the two of them are worried and concerned about what's going on with the unwashed, the non-vaccinated and masks and unmasking and all of this. And I want you to hear something that was a pretty interesting conversation. Actually, it wasn't really interesting. It was just the two of them talking. Listen to this.
Here's a real concern.
Yeah.
People are going to want to go back to work, given the guidance. But you do have safety conditions that people have to be worried about. And we do see a kind of inverse equation here where the lower income you are, the more safety issues there are at your place of work, right? You can quantify it. How so?
Yeah, this is exactly right? So if you look at those who their household incomes are less than $75,000, look at that. Just 55% of them in the last year were satisfied with the working condition, with the safety conditions at work.
Okay, can I just stop? The guy is freaking out. And he's like, yeah, look at this chart that I have in front of me. I got a chart here that's showing how people in the past year have not been satisfied with their work and everything, as opposed to last year. Okay. He's looking at a Gallup poll that talked about how people making less than $75,000 they were 72% satisfied with the safety conditions at work, but then now only at 55% satisfied with the conditions at work. The 72% that the guy is reading off the chart is from 2019. The 55% of those less than 75,000, and again, the number was low for 75,000 or more, was 55%. We're talking about 2020. Yeah, nobody was going to work, and anybody that was going anywhere was concerned about everything. But don't let that bother you, because it's all about, I don't know, an Istanobia or something like that. Wait, what did he continue to say here? Let him go here. Let's see what he said.
That was down significantly. Folks like you and me, right, who are working, and we don't necessarily have to interact with people who are fortunate enough. We're generally satisfied with the working conditions. We feel like things have been put into place to allow us to be safe to go back to work. But those people who are working behind those counters at, say, a CVS, They're the people who are out on the front lines who are being put in danger, and they already don't feel that they're safe at work. Now, all of a sudden, you're saying to them, well, you know what, we're going to allow some people in there who might not be vaccinated, and they might not need to wear a mask. So, when you're talking about the larger picture, right, and you're seeing that people don't necessarily want to go back to work who are in the lower income sectors, this is just one more reason for them not to want to go back to work.
All right. So I get it. So the reason why people are not going back to work, 8.1 million people that are choosing not to go back to work, is not because they're getting more money from these unemployment benefits, anything like that. It's paying them more to stay home than it is to go to work. No. That's not what it is. It's because we lifted the mask mandates. And that's having people look and go, well, I don't feel safe, so I'm not going to go to work. So it's no. We can't do it. I want to wear a mask. Well, I got a lot of questions. Number one, you want to wear a mask, you can still do it. Yeah, but my place of employment says I don't have to. Yeah, but you can if you want to. I don't think they're going to say don't. I think they would say, if you want to, go right ahead, but you don't have to. But I can't trust that the person that's coming in is vaccinated. And I can't look at them and say that they're wearing a mask because that necessarily doesn't mean that they're somebody who is vaccinated. It could be not vaccinated. It could be somebody who is vaccinated. And they're just still concerned about wearing a mask. And they feel like there's no reason to stop. So we're just kind of adding on to all of this confusion. It just doesn't go away. When does it get better? When will we? When will we get to that point? Because here's an interesting thing. Who was it? Do I have that audio? It was just a couple of minutes ago. Let me see if I can find it. It was on MSNBC, where the discussion just a little while ago was about, listen, we're not going to get past this right away. And oh, yeah, there it is. It's Morning Mika. And she wants to follow the science, her science on masks. Here you go.
Pockets of the country that may not be ready. I'm here in Washington. In many ways, I'm here doing Know Your Value interviews, but I am working with a team here, and there is one person on the team who is not vaccinated. I'm wearing a mask around that person. It is really, if you want to follow the science, then there are times you need to still wear the mask.
Yeah, you should just follow her lead and wear the mask. You should follow the science and still wear them. We're just really, really confusing this issue. She's vaccinated, the other person isn't. Well, if that's what you want to do, then that's fine. But she also goes on to talk about how, we're not there right now, and we're not getting there anytime soon. Well, that's something to look forward to. So we don't really know when we're going to turn the corner. Okay. Nothing to worry about here. Everything seems to be just fine. Ultimately, we'll get there, but we're not there now. But if we vaccinate them, we'll be fine. But we really won't be fine because 15 days to stop the 30-day spread, to stop the hospitals being overwhelmed that really never got to be overwhelmed, that we have to worry about kids being vaccinated because it's important that a 12 and under child be vaccinated, even though 17 and under, it's only been hundreds of deaths that we've had from COVID, tragic as they are, but only hundreds out of the millions of people. But you know what? We've got to follow the science. Whew, and that was all in one breath. Maybe we should just talk about UFOs. Should we bring the UFO discussion back up? Because that was Jake's favorite portion of the program today. And maybe I'll end with that, because it seems like there was a lot more passion about UFOs than about masking and unmasking today. Have you noticed that? What? What are you getting all angry about? What?
No, I
know you're all.
I don't want to wear masks. I hate talking about it and hearing about it.
I know.
And aliens, they're real, man.
All right, well, let's talk about all right. I just want to bring this up one more time. And if you want to inundate the phones or the text line, go right ahead. 239-479-5592. And here you go. 60 Minutes had an interview, I guess, with a bunch of different people. I think Marco Rubio was part of the 60 Minutes interview as well about UFOs. By the way, breaking news, real breaking news. Remember we talked about Val Demings, Democrat Congresswoman here in the state of Florida, Val Demings, who I thought may end up running against Governor DeSantis in 2022. She's not going to. but she is officially now going to be running against Marco Rubio for Senate. So Marco Rubio in 2022 has a Senate candidate on the Democrat side that will be challenging Val Demings. It just broke over the wire that, Val Demings is going to challenge Marco Rubio for his Senate seat. But let me bring it back to this. You ready, Jake? Okay. UFOs, 60 Minutes, big interview. UFOs, they're out there. They're seeing these UFOs and the euphonians, whatever you call them.
Okay.
And people are seeing them, and they're like, "Hey, this is real." Marco Rubio is like, "This is a national security issue." Okay. I just made the suggestion early on that maybe what's going on here is that maybe, as we have seen in the past, that the United States government is developing new technologies that they're not going to tell anybody about. They're not going to tell a senator. They're not going to tell a guy who's flying on a flight. They're not going to tell a lot of people in the Pentagon. There are people that they're not going to tell at all. There's a tightly knit group of people who have been developing this. And the only way to find out whether or not this technology works, if something that's supposed to fly is going to fly properly, is to fly it. So they fly it. They don't tell the guy who's on a flight who's checking this out. Like, I don't know what this is. It's an UFO. They have no problem. They're not going to give the information out and say, listen, it's new technology. It's not an alien. Don't worry about it. It's our new technology and don't sweat it. They're going to let people keep talking about it as an UFO and the euphonians that are here. And they're going to
don't see it.
And they're going to let them do it so that they keep people talking about that. And they would rather have people talk about an UFO flying over us than a new technology, or the government seeing these UFOs and are really concerned because they know, or they're concerned that it's somebody else's technology and they're trying to catch up with it. And maybe they know what it is and they're trying to, but they don't want people to know, because what would you be more worried about? Would you be more worried about hearing that somebody else has a technology that we don't, another country that has it? Or would you be worried about, we can't identify this thing, it's an UFO, who may or may not have the cure for COVID, or who may or may not have brought COVID here, because that's what UFOs do. They sprinkle it. Hey, how do you know? Let me ask you a question. How do you know there's no chemtrails behind an UFO that's flying over us right now? How do you know they're not chemtrailing us with COVID?
I can't.
You can't. See? Thank you.
No, I can't agree with anything you're saying.
You never agree with anything I'm saying.
That's not true.
It's because I make total sense, and you all know what I'm saying is probably the reality of the situation. Okay. All right, let's go. Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day. Want to remind you, 92.5 Fox News presenting Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan will be here in Southwest Florida. Would love for you to be at the event, the Freedom, Truth, and Liberty Forum, with Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan. Great times at the Hilton Naples on Friday, June 18th. You can get your tickets now. It includes dinner and a Q&A. There's also VIP reception tickets available. You can right now go to freedomtruthandliberty.com, the website, or you can text the word Liberty to 239-479-5592, and you'll get a link to the event as well. If you want to get your tickets, I would get them soon. So again, June 18th, the Hilton Naples, Dr. Sebastian Gorka and Trish Regan right here in Southwest Florida, and we are so happy that they are going to be here. It's going to be a great event. All right, let's find out how the remainder of the forecast is shaping up with Wink News meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Happy Tuesday, Southwest Florida. Hot temperatures once again this afternoon in the upper 80s and lower